We are live. We have left off.
What's up, bro?
Nothing much, bro. I fucking fell asleep because I'm a bad boy, and I didn't go to sleep when I gotta put on my default Naruto outfit. Yeah, I'm a little bit of a tired boy because I was up all day doing nothing really, when I should have been sleeping. But I'm doing fine. Nothing eventful is happening in my universe. Everything is same old, same old. What's going on in your world? Nothing.
Nothing important.
Nothing important. No anime. No fucking shitty anime.
Oh, there's always shitty anime. I'm watching a lot of shows this season.
Oh, wow.
I'm watching like 7.
7? Jesus. Why do you do this to yourself?
Why not?
Why not?
But yeah, I'm watching Spy Family,
Mm-hmm.
Love is War.
Mm-hmm.
Those two are killing it right now.
Yeah.
Day Alive, that show I told you that I watched 3 seasons
Right.
to watch the 4th season. The show's ass.
Mm-hmm.
Couple of cuckoos. Cuckoos.
Couple of cuckoos.
Shield Hero.
Sounds like an Adult
ass.
Swim show.
Huh?
The couple of cuckoos sounds like something like on Adult Swim. It sounds like a meme. Couple of cucks.
Yeah.
A bunch of cucks.
So yeah, Spy Family was with Data Live. Couple of cucks. Shield Hero is ass.
Mm-hmm. Does he still have a shield? How long has it been?
Sadly. Shikamori is not just a cutie.
Right.
Skeleton Knight Isekai.
Oh boy. Isn't that just Overlord?
Yes. The greatest Demon Lord reborn.
Oh boy. Those fucking isekai. Ugh.
Bro, I have to show you a clip
Oh, please do. Please.
of Shield Hero.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking so insane. Look what this show's been up to.
Okay. It looks like Avatar.
I don't know if you can tell like how bad it looks through the phone, but like
I guess it doesn't look that bad through the phone, honestly. Yeah, in perspective of everything else, is that terrible?
it's like look at this and then like
look at the CG turtle. I see.
I saw this and I like wanted to throw up.
Yeah, that reminds me of Avatar: Last Airbender. That's Shield Hero?
Yeah.
What the fuck is Shield Hero about? He has a
I don't know.
Oh my god. It's the second season? Third season?
2nd season.
Oh, Jesus. These isekai need to be stopped. These menaces. It's interesting how you didn't watch Remember the Kings from last season, because it feels like that was a very talked about show. I feel like every time I opened Funimation, that was like the thing that popped up with the kid wearing the diaper on the first page.
Ranking of Kings, you mean?
Yeah, is that the name of it? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I heard it was good.
Yeah. I'm still interested in Odd Taxi. There were a lot of positive things said about that one too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. Just all these weekly joints.
Yep.
Okay. Any more video gaming? Any more Elden Ring? Wow. Okay. You working a lot? Reading?
Nothing like of value to say.
Wow. Okay. Let's see. What have I been up to? Anything of value to say? I watched a couple things. I actually, for once in my little short life on planet Earth, I have decided to play a video game, which I haven't done in like, what, 2 years ish. I played fucking Castlevania, like the very first one, like the super old ancient. That's the one I played. And with those old kind of games, the only way that you can stand them is if you look everything up and make sure that you know how to get past every single part, because it's just bullshit. It is like harder than fucking Elden Ring. It's insane. Those games are malarkey. I hate the difficulty that they have in those fucking games. But I played that, and that was pretty fun. It's nice to play those old NES games when you know all the secrets and when you know all the exploits, because they're really short games. They're like less than an hour long if you know how to beat them. So it's really fun to just like try to beat it as fast as you can once you know how to do everything. It feels very gratifying to be able to do that. The only other game I feel that way about is like Mega Man. That's the only other like old NES game I've ever played. But yeah, Castlevania is cool. And like there's like genuine thought out like lore. Like I have the anniversary collection that like came out recently. So in it they like explain like this is where Cypher, Trevor, and Alucard are on like the timeline, and this is where Simon Belmont is, and that's why this game takes place like 10 years before that one. And it's really cool. And I'm probably just gonna play all the other ones because I like games that are short. I like when I can play something, beat it, and just call it a day. So that's that. Probably gonna continue doing that. There's like a Castlevania fighting game that has Trevor and like Cypher before like the show dropped, and they all look really weird. I want to play that. That shit looks cool. But yeah, that was a video game I played. Speaking of Castlevania, the fucking Blu-ray for season 4 finally got announced, and the cover art looks fucking amazing. Oh, it looks so fucking good. So excited for that. But I also watched Shark Tale because Will Smith is named Oscar in the movie. That's his name. Oh my god, the memes are insane. Have you seen the meme of like Will Smith slapping what's the character's is it Marty from Madagascar, like the character that Chris Rock plays? It's Oscar slapping the zebra from Madagascar. It's really funny. And Shark Tale is a really funny movie. It's really fucking stupid, and it makes no sense. Martin Scorsese voices a pufferfish in that movie. There's a part in the movie where Will Smith, he like tries to dap up like the Martin Scorsese fish, and Martin Scorsese fish is like, get the fuck off me. And Will Smith's like, it's okay. A lot of white fish can't do it, even though they're both like not like Will Smith's fish is not a dark fish. And the implication is that he's black and Martin Scorsese's fish is white, but like in the universe there's no way that those races could exist. It's really stupid. There's Jamaican jellyfish, but they're just Jamaican. There's no explanation for why they talk that way in their universe. That's just how they are. They're just Jamaican just cause. I guess they came from all the way from Jamaica.
Right.
Very, very silly, very funny movie. Very good, ironic watch. The animation is on par with that fucking turtle you just showed me. It's a very funny movie. Then I watched The Northman. I don't know if you're even aware of that. Have you seen like trailers for it and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's literally fucking...
It's Vinland Saga.
Yeah, it's Vinland Saga. Dude, it's literally Vinland Saga. Like, I will kill you for killing my dad.
I can tell off the trailers.
Dude, and it's so the exact same movie. And then like I don't know, without spoiling it, like he's like slowly, there are things that make him question his quest for vengeance, and he has to reconcile with whether he should do what he wants to do or not still. And it's cool. It's the same guy who made The Lighthouse and The Witch, and I mentioned those movies before, and I don't think you know of them, but I prefer The Witch and The Lighthouse over the Northman. Have you seen The Revenant though?
No.
Do you know what that is?
Heard of it.
Yeah, it's the one with Leonardo DiCaprio. He gets eaten by a bear. Well, he doesn't get eaten by the bear, but like the bear fucks him up. And that movie is basically.
Didn't he win an Oscar off that?
Yes, finally. And then he talks about global warming. Yeah, it's weird. He barely talks in that movie, but that is basically The Northman. It's like the same thing, but better. So watch that movie instead of The Northman. That's what I would recommend. Then I watched another Bruce Lee joint. I watched Fist of Fury, which was really fucking good. That was like, Bruce Lee movies are great. I didn't realize that Bruce Lee only had like 5 real movies. He didn't really do, he was in other stuff, but like the Bruce Lee joints is just Enter the Dragon, Fist of Fury, Game of Death, and then Way of the Dragon, and I think one more that I don't remember the name, Big Boss. But yeah, Fist of Fury is really cool. It's about like Japanese people being like racist towards Chinese people, and Bruce Lee is just so like mad at the Japanese people. There's like a part where like he wants to go into like a park and it's like no Chinese people allowed, and a Japanese person is like, "Oh, you want to get into the park, Chinese person?" And Bruce is like, "What the fuck did you say to me?" Boo, 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 boo. It's so like just, it's really, I always wondered why like Asian cinema and black people, like their communities kind of intersected. And I guess in this movie really is like, it shows where that connection comes from, at least a little bit, because this movie is like, I don't know, it feels like it has a lot of like fuck white people energy, which is very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really cool. Bruce Lee is, he's a true Negro. If he was still here, he'd be saying the N-word in the streets with RZA and the Wu-Tang.
And no one's gonna stop him.
Yeah, no one's how can you stop him? He's Bruce Lee. He'll punch a hole through your chest. Yeah, and the fight scenes are so well executed in these super old, like super dated movies. It's always nice to watch an old movie because then you'll see how it's referenced in like future media. Like the big fight at the end of the original Kill Bill is just a big reference to this movie, and you can tell that Quentin Tarantino was just like doing a nod to this the whole time. It was really, really cool. It's probably like the best Bruce Lee movie. I don't know if the other ones will top it. I mean, Enter the Dragon is the other popular one that people like. So I guess we'll see with that one. But yeah, that was pretty good. And then I started watching Urusei Yatsura. Have you ever heard of that anime?
That's dope.
It is. Have you ever seen the girl with green hair and like a leopard bikini, like the anime character?
I've never seen this.
Oh wow. Yeah. Well, a lot of people say that it is a classic anime that like shaped, like, I don't know, something in anime. Like anime girl. Like she was like the first popular like sexy anime girl or something of that nature. I don't know. It's an influential anime in some way, shape, or form. And the movie, like the second Urusei Yatsura movie, whenever I scroll through Amazon, I constantly see it. And I keep seeing YouTube videos where people are like, yeah, this movie is really influential and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, okay, can I watch this movie without having the context? And they're like, well, you kind of need to know who the characters are and da-da-da. So I'm like, oh, fine. So I'm watching the show just so I can watch the movie. And it's like episodic, kind of like regular show. Like each episode is like 10 minutes. And it's just kind of like the main characters going like on adventures and doing random bullshit in their town. And it's mainly focused on being funny. It's not like a dramatic series. And it's pretty good. Like I do consider it really funny. It's like, how do I put it? It's one of those like relationship comedy shows where there's a main character who's a dude and there are girls that like him. I guess you could call it like harem-y. And the comedy stems from like the antics that ensues from the fact that all these girls like him and they want him to themselves, but they can't because there's There's not enough for him to go around. And it's surprisingly, like, despite it being like really cliche in that sense, it's surprisingly like it takes it to a degree that's really interesting when it comes to the comedy. Like, his parents are just like, dude, I fucking hate this kid. This kid fucking sucks. And it's like, whoa, I would never assume that characters would like be like genuinely like not liking of a main character to that extent. I don't know. It feels like the show is more crass than your average anime, which is like might not sound like much, but it makes a difference when it's really just a cliche like kind of premise. It feels like it's a little bit more out there than the average harem joint. So I think it's pretty good, and it's one of those anime that's like really old, and it's not like officially licensed in America, so it's all on YouTube. And it's one of those things where you can just watch like 1 or 2 episodes and judge it based on that. I would recommend that. It's pretty cool. I've only watched like 4 episodes, and I'm not intending on watching the whole thing. It's like 150 episodes. I'm just gonna watch a certain amount. There's a YouTuber that made a YouTube video where it's like, hey, watch these episodes. These are the really good ones. And I'm just gonna follow that. And it was just like 50 episodes. So if I stick with it, then those are the ones that I'll watch. But I'm taking my time. There's no rush. And yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's all I got. I guess it's time to get into dumb movies and TV shows. I think we should start with the movie that we just watched this weekend. The new Wit Studio Tetsuyo Araki joint. Bubble. La 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 la. This movie was I went into this movie purely with the idea of like, okay, this is probably going to be mid. It's probably going to be like a Vivi level thing at best. So let me not go into it with cynicism, knowing that it's not going to be anything special. I'm really just watching this for like the animation and for like the really cool presentation and maybe like good music. So let me accept that this is like a mid-level show and just try to have fun with it. And going into it with that kind of perspective, I did have a lot of fun with it. It was pretty decent. It met its own standards, at least for me. It kind of exceeded my expectations a little bit. Like the core message of the movie and like the theme of death and rebirth, or like destruction and restoration and stuff. It hit. It was like extremely simple, and it's weird because I feel like these movies are like, the stories are basically crafted for just to service like really interesting set pieces and sequences so they can have like cool animated like moments. It feels like they created this story where it's like, oh, Japan got destroyed, and like, there are bubbles that are floating in the air, and there's this weird team of parkours. Like, it's like a stupid story, but it's a story that's there that sets up for some really cool parkour sequences. And if you can just accept that and you can just take that at face value, it's fun. You're gonna have a good time, and I did. Did you have a good time?
I think it was just mid, to be honest, all around.
Yeah.
The movie, it makes me think of Weathering with You, but I think Weathering with You just leaves more of an impact by the end.
Yeah.
I feel like Weathering with You, I guess it gets like the ball rolling faster in this movie, because like the first half of the movie was just like them fucking around.
Mm-hmm.
They're just establishing like the parkour game.
You're right.
Right. I guess that's fine, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it was mid. You're completely right. It's a very like averagey thing.
The whole I like how the bubbles look though.
Yeah, they look very pretty.
The bubbles look good. And when the shit started getting crazy, like it did look amazing. But you could going into a movie like this, you expect the visuals to look good, so good on their part. And there's just like Vivi, where the show would like look normal, and then like when they close up, it would be like extremely detailed.
Yeah, I know. I love that. I'm like such a fan of that at this point. It makes me so happy.
But yeah,
Yeah, not much to say,
I
huh?
wish I saw this movie in theaters. My theater, my AMC wasn't showing it.
Oh, it wasn't. It wasn't in theaters. It was only on
It
Netflix.
wasn't.
No, 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 no. That's
I
why.
thought you saw it in theaters.
Oh no, I watched it on Netflix in my
Oh, okay.
bedroom. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I
Don't
thought
worry.
you. I thought
No, that's
it would
why.
have. It would have been a better experience in theaters.
You think so? Yeah. People hyped like, "Woo! He jumped on a bubble." Yeah. Yeah. It would always be a better movie theater experience. That's why I recommended it though, because it was on Netflix. We both have Netflix. Might as well watch it. Yeah.
But you know, I don't like how I don't like how they like reference Little Mermaid like constantly.
Yeah.
It's always like mermaid, 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 mermaid. You know, it's like they didn't even let it like sit a little. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I
They
know.
don't even like they always bring it back up. I find that shit annoying.
Yeah.
Because like we just saw Jinro and the way they do Red Riding Hood.
Right. It's very
How
justified.
they like put that into the story.
Yeah.
Compared to this one, is just so like they don't even try to like make it.
Yeah.
But you know, of course, this movie's not going for that deep. That's fine, but it is annoying because he keeps like referencing.
Right.
Mermaid, like.
Yeah.
It's
almost like it's almost like really par for the course for these type of things. Like I feel like I've seen a lot of other stuff do it to that extent, you know? It just feels like a given and they're just like, yeah, it's fine. Whatever. It's like a standard and like they don't really care. I agree with you there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hammered home extremely hard. This is the second Little Mermaid-esque movie that we've watched. I was constantly thinking that. I was like, oh my God, it's like Ponyo.
I know, I was constantly thinking of Ponyo.
Yeah.
I think
Ponyo's better than this. I was constantly thinking that too. I personally, I guess I think I have a bias towards Wit Studio and Tetsuya Araki and Hiroyuki Sawano because I just watched like Attack on Titan. So I enjoyed this more, but I question whether I should be saying it's better than Ponyo, being how basic this is.
I feel like I underestimated Ponyo. I think Ponyo is better than what I think.
Yeah, I feel like I was a little too mean to Ponyo. I was thinking that too.
I think Ponyo was better than what I scored it and how I spoke about it.
Ponyo's not really for me, but I do think that for what it's trying to be, I think it's less cliche, you know, like Miyazaki's style, even if it's like boiled down and distilled to its purest form where there's like no deep message. It's just like two kids hanging out for like an hour and a half. That's more interesting than cookie cutter, like, you know, put in a factory, like, it's like when McDonald's makes their chicken nuggets. It's just like no one's doing it with their hands. It's just going through like a machine. That's sometimes what anime feels like, and that's kind of what this one feels like, you know? But Miyazaki's feels a little bit more personal, even if it's basic. It's like, I don't know. It's like homemade pancakes. It's like, yeah, they're just pancakes, but they're homemade from Miyazaki with love. And this one is like... I made it from the microwave, honey. Yeah, I completely feel you. Yeah, that was really lame. I feel you on that. The girl was a little bubble. Whenever you touched her, she popped like a bubble. Yeah. I thought it looked really good, and honestly, like, I was just waiting for those moments, like, kind of the whole time, you know. I like that there were a lot of those. I like that whenever they were doing like parkour stuff, I was very entertained by the movie.
The parkour was fluid.
Yeah, it was fluid, and I liked the music that was playing during it too. It wasn't even just like the animation, like the way the music was integrated into it was good. They played like the main theme, like the la 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 la. They played that a little bit too much for my taste. I understand it was integral to the story, but I wish they like held back on it a little bit.
They did not hold back on anything.
I know. Not at all. Not at all. One thing that I was thinking about a lot was Promare, and how that movie is kind of just like, you get introduced to a cast of characters. They all do like a little thing, and it's just like a animation treat while you watch these characters like go through like a simple story. But I think Promare, number one, has a really likable cast of characters. Like, even though I don't remember all their names, I remember like those side characters, you know. I remember the girl. I remember that the leader of like the squad with like the mustache and the glasses. And I remember Gallos, I think the main character's name, and Leo. I remember both of those characters like very vividly. And I don't really like, these two MCs do not stick with me. I even remember Ponyo and Sosuke. Yeah. I think a movie like this would really benefit from having stronger characters that you resonated with more. Give them a little bit more charisma, a little bit more personality, make the audience connect with them more, you know?
Yeah, the MC is as bland as his design.
Yeah. I know. Almost intentionally so. Like, I question like why there's no like modicum of like personality injected into him. But, you know, like I said, I feel like they just kind of made this movie for the ability to animate it. Like, animate like cool stuff.
I mean, that's all that fucking matters.
Yeah.
Anime fucking sucks, man.
Was this torture to sit through? Was this one like painful?
Torture, but while I was watching this movie, you know what I was thinking? I was like, one, I was like, damn, Ponyo's not that bad.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I want to watch The Wind Rises again. I was thinking of Wind Rises for some reason. I was like, damn, that movie is so fun. I was like, that movie is so fun. Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bubble.
Yeah. Bubble. Yeah, it for me, I think I can accept that there is a entire subsection of anime that falls into this like this formula. It's almost like Marvel movies, you know? It's just like, okay, more of this shit. Here we go again type of stuff. And I feel that way with a lot of anime, but I don't have the confidence to go outright to call it like bad just because it's something that I've seen a lot of. It's like it feels like a very factory made movie. Like it's just going through the motions in many ways, but you know, in the same way that McDonald's chicken nuggets are made in a factory and they still taste fucking good as shit. I kind of feel the same way with this movie, you know? And the same way, and I was saying the same thing with Vivi. Like, yeah, Vivi's mid, but I don't hate Vivi. And this movie's mid, but I don't hate this movie. And I'm glad that I watched it purely for Tetsuya Araki, because I truly am a fan of Wit Studio to the extent that I will just watch something if I think that it's going to look as good as other things. So I do not regret this experience, and honestly it did kind of connect with me. I liked the whole motif with like the spirals where they're like, you know, this is the circle of life or whatever, and this is how everything goes, and how it ties into the girl like having to die, but you know, her death like not really being the end of the world, and then they show like the spiral at the end with her, with like the explosion that she caused in the air and the bubbles. I thought that was kind of cool, to be honest, like tied in with the music. It worked for me. Yeah, I didn't hate this movie, but I do acknowledge that there's not very much to say. I wish the music was a little bit more varied. I wish they didn't use that same song over and over again. I wish it had more rich characters, but at the end of the day, it's okay. It gets a decent like B-. I'm going to give Bubble 6 out of 10, and maybe I'll change my rating for Ponyo. I don't know.
Yeah, I gotta go look at Ponyo.
I think when I had my discussion, I think like I let my personal feelings of just like being so disinterested with the movie gauge my like 3 out of 10. But I was also saying like if I did like this movie, it would probably be like a 5. And honestly, I still think that if I were to go back and re-rate Ponyo, I think I would still give it a 5. I think this cliche anime movie still kind of has an edge for me over Ponyo, even if Ponyo feels more sincere and like less cookie cutter. I feel like I still would get more out of this one. But yeah, 6 out of 10. You got a rating?
I'm giving it 5.
Okay. So we can do Link Click or Over the Garden Wall. I'm assuming you want to save Link Click for last. So do you want to do Over the Garden Wall?
Sure.
Okay. Over the Garden Wall was my little recommendation. The Cartoon Network joint from 2014. I was on HBO Max, and I'm a big fan of like Adventure Time and like Regular Show and Gravity Falls, and I felt like based on what I've seen, this show was going to be in the same vein as that. And I know that you haven't seen Adventure Time, but have you seen Gravity Falls?
I've seen some of it, and I know that that's really good.
Yeah. Gravity Falls is really good. And this show was in the same vein as that. And I really enjoyed it. I feel like it leans more towards Adventure Time levels, comes to like how it's written and how it's executed and like the humor and stuff. I think there's a lot to appreciate about this show. I actually watched it 3 times. That's how much I enjoyed it. The first time, it kind of didn't really resonate with me, and I was like, let me watch that again now with the full context of the ending. And there's a lot of like cool foreshadowing that I picked up on like immediately. Like I didn't recognize it the first time I finished it, but the opening of the show has every single like character from every single episode or every single scenario that the characters fall into. It shows it before it enters the unknown, like the domain that the beast like created or whatever, like the forest that has all the magic stuff happen. Like it shows Beatrice before she turns into a bird, and the dog that attacks them in the first episode is like Beatrice's dog. Yeah. I didn't notice that when I finished it the first time, and I was like, oh my god, that's like really cool. And you know, I said on the last episode, like, you know, this is like a quote unquote try hard show, and I see a lot of analysis videos on it, and I didn't really understand that on the first watch, but on the rewatch, I was like, okay, this is where like people kind of get gassed over this show by like stuff like that. And I thought that was really cool. I think they got all that like foreshadowing stuff down. I enjoyed the show a lot. The main character was voiced by Elijah Wood, who's like Frodo in Lord of the Rings. He's like the main character in Lord of the Rings. When I realized that, I was like, what the fuck? That's so cool. It's like a main actor in like a little kids show. That was dope as fuck. But yeah, it's honestly, it's very similar to like Cowboy Bebop kinda, because it's about these characters that are literally lost in the woods. They're lost in this like weird domain, magical place that has all this mysterious stuff going on, and the beast, like the main antagonist, is creating this domain to lure people into it, have them get lost, feel like they can't get out, and once they are truly like lost souls, then he can consume them, and he can like turn them into trees and like, you know, eat them or whatever. And that's a really cool like story, because, you know, when you're a kid, like sometimes you feel aimless, sometimes you feel like you're not going anywhere in life, and blah 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 blah, in the same way that Spike Spiegel and Vincent felt like they weren't going anywhere. And it feels like that kind of story, but with like very tangible stakes of like death if you don't escape. And it's really cool how these are like kind of the first characters to ever really escape. Like that's the implication. And I really enjoyed that core theme. It felt like that was the main message of the show. I thought that was really nice, juxtaposed to like all of the adventures they go on and stuff, where like Wirt is sitting there being like, we're never gonna get home, or like just not having faith, and Greg's like, don't worry, you can do your best if you just try really hard. I think their dynamic was really good, and it really built to like a really great ending. I thought when like Greg was like turning into an Edelwood tree, that really hit home for me, and that was very, very strong. When he like starts like turning into a tree, they play like the potatoes and molasses. They play like a sad version of that, and I was like, oh my god, this is insane. That really got to me. Speaking of potatoes and molasses, I love the music. I really like the autumn feel and like the old timey aesthetic of the whole thing. It really, really clicked with me in that way. I love the intro song. Like, it shows the frog playing. Another piece of foreshadowing, it shows like the frog playing the piano, and then it has someone singing, and then later on you realize that it was the frog like singing the song. Like, the frog is like the narrator almost of the show, which is really cool. There's a lot of like little details throughout the entire thing, but overall I thought it was a really cool show. I think I went into it expecting something a little bit more ambiguous. It does kind of tell you everything. It tells you in like a cool way where it's still effective, but I think at first I was a little disappointed, but in retrospect, after the second and third viewing, I did enjoy it a little bit more. I feel like if I wanted to like break down the show episode by episode, I kind of could, but yeah, there's more things that I have to say. But what did you think of it? Positives, negatives? Was it your type of thing? Because I know this is like not really the type of thing that we watch like ever.
I feel like one of the negatives for me is that I feel like the Beast kind of fell flat for me. I feel like his build-up was interesting, but I just like the climax,
right?
Kind of felt,
yeah.
Like when the thing was in like the Edelwood like consuming him, like that was when shit was getting crazy. And that was fire, but when the Beast, when Word is just like, wait, no, that's dumb.
Yeah.
Even though it's funny. I thought it was just kind of like
anticlimactic, given everything that it was building up to. Yeah.
I don't know. I thought the Beast.
I felt the
Beast
same
was
way.
interesting, but that kind of like let me down a lot. To be honest, I thought it was gonna be like some type of interesting,
right?
Not like a fist fight, but like a battle, or something like a wits or something, you know?
Yeah.
Or it just says nah, and then it's like okay.
Yeah. I was a little disappointed by that too. I think I wanted it because it felt like this unknown threat for like the entire series, and I think it immediately feels underwhelming when Wirt is able to like defeat him by just, I don't know, like having confidence and just knowing something like very simple. Like, it feels like if it was that simple, like, you know,
the other dude would have got it.
Maybe not even the fact that the other dude would have got it, but that it wouldn't be the climax of this like mystery TV show, you know, like if it's going to be that like simple, usually shows that have like stories like this try to have a creative ending. And I feel confident saying that the ending wasn't super avant-garde, or like, maybe avant-garde's an inappropriate word, but it wasn't like really out there and different. It didn't like wow me, you know. There's some shit that happens in like Adventure Time where it's kind of on this level where there's like an omnipotent threat, and it's like, oh my god, how are Finn and Jake gonna like defeat it? And like cool crazy shit happens where like they kill the Lich, and his soul like cannot be killed because he's like pure evil. He's not like a soul. He can like go anywhere, and he just possesses another character in the show. And there's like a small little snail in Adventure Time. It was like an Easter egg in every episode, like kind of like the cat in Trigun. Like, it's just kind of there like every single time. And then it's revealed that like the Lich possessed the snail. And then like 3 seasons later, it's like, okay, like we beat the Lich like 3 seasons ago. And then the Lich pops back up again and possesses like a main character. And it's crazy, you know? And I can understand that it feels like unsatisfying. On a rewatch, it got a little better for me because I feel like it's just satisfying to see Wirt complete his arc as a character, because he's like feeling lost and he feels very aimless, like he has no agency in his life and he's not doing the things that he wants to do and stuff, and he's not stepping up to the plate and you know, doing what he needs to do for his like little brother and stuff. And I think the confrontation with the Beast is just I took notes on it, so I'm gonna try and look at that to expand on what I'm saying right now. But I just remember really liking that. Okay, this is what I wrote about the ending. I love the ending so much. The woodsman, Beatrice, and Wirt all became overwhelmed by the unknown in the same way that everyday people become overwhelmed with life. Life is scary, dark, and unpredictable, just like the unknown. These parallels are very intentional on the show's part. It wants you to connect to the arc that all these characters are struggling to get through. The Beast is an incredibly oppressive force that makes it feel like there's no other choice than to become a lost soul and submit to being a wanderer in this weird domain he's created. At the end of the show, seeing Wirt say that it's dumb for him just to stay with the Beast is so good, because even though he didn't know how to beat him, all that matters was that he didn't want to stay and he wants to live. Because Wirt, like before, he basically gives up and he like almost becomes a lost soul, and he's like, oh, I'm not even gonna try and get out of here anymore. But then when Greg gets taken away, then he starts to kind of take his brother's example, and he's like, okay, let me not be a little pessimistic fuck, and let me try and get out of here, because, you know, I'm not going to let my brother die and just be like in the unknown the entire time. It just really worked for me, because in the same way that characters in Cowboy Bebop, like, they don't want to face their past because they're afraid of what's going to happen, because, like, you know, they're afraid they're going to die, or they're afraid that there are going to be consequences that they can't change, right? They stay in that like dream state. They stay in the quote unquote unknown. And that's basically what this character is doing. He's like, well, we can't get out of here, and, you know, getting out of here is probably going to have like a cost where like one of us are going to have to die. We're probably going to have to be in a situation like the woodsman. I don't know. I kind of just draw parallels with Bebop where it's kind of like, no, that's dumb. Like, even if there really is no way out of this, even if like one of us like has to die or whatever, like there has to be a way. You know, Greg kind of is like, okay, if I have to die and save Wirt, that's what I'll do. And Wirt's like, you know what, I'm going to try and figure out if there's a way where both of us can survive. And then Wirt realizes that the Beast doesn't really have any power. And there's no reason why the Beast would have that kind of power, because all the Beast is just an amalgamation of lost souls. When they like show him for half a second, it like shows that he is like the ultimate Edelwood tree, and he like has a bunch of faces on him and stuff. So there's no reason why he should have the power to like truly like hold them into his domain. Like they can kind of in essence leave whenever they want, as long as they have the confidence to leave and they have the ability to stand up to him, you know? So he uses like manipulation and fear to kind of manipulate everybody into doing what he wants. Just like in the real world, like, you know, there are some things that really aren't that bad, but there are just like all these factors that manipulate you into thinking like, oh my God, like this isn't going to work out. You know, if you drop out of college, like it's not going to, whatever you're trying to do is not going to be that successful. Like you really should go back or something. And then you do it and it's really not that bad, you know? Like those anxieties are so trivial in the grand scheme of things. That's kind of what it meant to me, narratively. That's how I resonated with it. I really liked it. Yeah, that's how the themes connected with me. But I understand what you're saying. I definitely felt the way that you felt on the first watch. There's more stuff that I have to say. Like I really liked all the magic stuff that was going on. I thought the show did a good job at making stuff feel creepy and otherworldly, making you feel like you were not like in this realm of existence, while also still being like a fun kids show. And it being a fun kids show in and of itself was still kind of was still kind of creepy, because like the characters are being chill and acting like nothing's going on when like really like weird stuff is happening. Like one episode that I really like when it comes to the creepiness is the frog episode when they're on the boat and there's like all those frogs and there's all that shit happening like on the boat. And I was wondering how that played into the beginning of the series when like it shows everything before. And I was like, where did they show the frog stuff? But it shows these kids like winding up a little boat and they're playing with like a toy boat. And the toy boat is what turned. Yeah. And I thought that was so cool because like the question is like, did the boat grow so that for the kids to get on it, or did the kids shrink to get on the boat? Like what's going on? Like what is real? Is the boat still in its original form, or did the boat like transform, or did the kids transform, or is it a little bit of both? Like that's so mysterious and cool, and I really like that. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, that was a good episode. One of my favorite episodes. I like the pumpkin one.
Yeah, the pumpkin one is probably like the creepiest. I love when he opens the door and it's like the turkey like laying on the table. Turkey gets up, it makes like a slush sound effect. It goes, and it's like, oh my god. He's like, oh, I guess I'll go, and then turkey just like puts his head back down. That shit was really funny. And that one, even though that one was lighthearted, it still was creepy at the end because it's like the dead people are putting on pumpkins to like, you know, masquerade as living things. That one was really cool. I like that one a lot. Yeah, what's my favorite episode? I never thought about that going into this call. Fuck. There's the pumpkin episode. There's I really like Greg's dream. That's one that I really enjoy because you don't know if that's real or not. You don't know if the dream is like you don't know if it's him dreaming or if he like is on a separate plane of existence, like going up into the sky like while he's asleep, and there's like some otherworldly stuff happening, you know. That's an episode that I really like. I think that one might be my favorite. Yeah, that one might be my favorite. Let me look at the IMDb thing real quick. Oh my god, I forgot about the school episode with like all the animals. I thought that one was just really funny. It was the perfect level of being hilarious, and the fact that it was hilarious, the fact that the characters were not acknowledging how creepy this was is like somewhat what made it funny and somewhat what made it more creepy. Like the he's like talking about hot dogs and he's like, they say that hot dogs are dogs, but I think they're lying. I don't think the schools tell you that. And it's just like this raccoon like wearing fucking pants, and he has like a sad face on kind of, and you're wondering like, is that like a human being that got turned into a raccoon that's forced to listen to this kid? And it shows like the pig with like pants, and he like pulls up his pants, and it's really funny. And they all have to go to bed, and the reveal of all of the animals like wearing nightgowns going to sleep, and then Wirt and Greg going to sleep too with them, even though they're not part of it. I thought that was really funny. Yeah, and that also was kind of creepy because like the building, there's a lot of thoughtful stuff in this show. Like the building of the school is like a really tiny building, but there's all these like rooms like in it. So it's like whoa, like how are all these rooms in this like really tiny building? I think that was like very intentional. I think that was kind of cool. Yeah, I think the show did the creepy stuff right. I like the mansion episode where like it's just this mansion that's so big that like you like lose track of it. I haven't played Elden Ring, but I imagine like this is like how Elden Ring is kind of like with its world design, just like shit like that, like a mansion that's so big you get lost in it. It's like, yeah, that sounds like Dark Souls. Yeah. Yeah, made me think about that a lot. I'm gonna peruse my notes a little bit more, but yeah, overall, I really enjoyed the show. I think the show is very well written and it had some good jokes. There's a joke that I wrote down where they're in it's like the mansion episode right after they escaped with the horse, and it's like he's like, what are we doing here? And it's like, oh, I think we should get some money. And he's like, borrow some money? And she was like, oh, no, I think just outright steal. And he's like, we can't steal. And she's like, what do you mean? We already stole a horse. And it's like, no, Fred's a talking horse. He can do whatever he wants. And then Fred's like, I want to steal. I thought that shit just made me laugh. I was like, holy shit. I thought that was very funny. How did you feel about the music? Was it like your kind of thing, or did you feel...
I like the little intro music.
Yeah, me too. Very creepy.
The show, the music fits its theme because like autumny feel, and the show takes place on Halloween.
Yeah. One thing that I wanted to mention that I honestly, there's no like objective evidence towards this or anything, but this is just, I guess this is one of my theories. I wondered if all of these like all these stories, Wirt and Greg come from like the modern worlds. They're very much in the WcDonald's like universe. But everybody else feels like they come from like old timey, like pre-technology like era. Like Beatrice and her house doesn't feel like it's a part of the rest of the world, and like the woodsman and wherever he lives doesn't feel like it's a part of the rest of society. So I wondered if them getting trapped in the unknown was like a weird plane of existence where things from different places in time could converge in this area. That's just something I thought of because all this stuff is so old-timey and it's so like ancient. And the show like starts out with the line, but literally the intro of the show is like, there is a place called the unknown where long forgotten stories are revealed to those who travel through the woods. So it's, I mean, that could mean that there's just like shit in the woods that people haven't seen in a while. But I was thinking like maybe it's literally like things from the past are getting into the unknown, and that's why there's all this old timey shit here that doesn't feel very modern. That's just a game theory. Yeah, something that I thought of. But overall, I thought the show was funny. I thought the music was cool. It really resonated with me. Glad I watched it multiple times. I really like this show a lot. I am going to give Over the Garden Wall an 8 out of 10. What do you give it?
I like a 6.
Gotcha. All right, let's do Link Click. This is a Chinese anime, or what's the term? What are they called?
Dogwa.
Nagawa?
Dogwa, something like that.
Dogwa. Yeah. Dogwa. Yeah. This is a Chinese anime, and because it's Chinese, I was going in with a heavy dose of skepticism because China loves to heavily censor what is allowed to be in their country. So they, whether it wants to or not, it is by proxy of being Chinese filtered already from being able to say whatever it wants to say, right? But I was very surprised that there was like a lot of, at least to me, it felt like there was a lot of like gay energy. And I don't say that as a negative thing, but I say that, I guess, kind of as a positive, because whenever Disney movies air in China, they always have to cut out the gay parts of their movies, whether it's a Marvel movie or whether it's like one of their Disney movies, because China don't like no gay stuff. But it's interesting that this show seems to have a lot of gay energy, and these characters, I know that there's yaoi shit being drawn of them.
I never once thought that.
Yeah, I don't say that as a negative thing, but I did feel that a lot. In the beginning, I thought they were like in a relationship before it was revealed. Like, no, we're just friends, bro. But I think overall the show was pretty damn good. I liked it a lot. It was a time travel show, which I wasn't expecting it to be. It kind of has this really cool webtoon aesthetic. I don't know if that's the right like term to call it. And I really like it.
You went in completely blind, right?
Yeah, basically. I knew of the poster. I didn't know anything else about it. And I questioned the logic of the time travel at first when I finished the show. But after a lot of thought and a lot of like marinating over it over the course of these 2 weeks, I think it makes sense. It's just very poorly explained, so it can be a little confusing. Also, I might have just been overthinking it, but yeah, dude, I feel like this was kind of a sleeper hit. I enjoyed it a lot. It had really likable characters, had really nice presentation, a really good soundtrack, and really fun twists because it was a little time travel joint. What did you think?
Yeah. One, I think the opening is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently, one person animated that. Apparently,
yeah, he did a damn good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the opening.
Me too.
I like the ending as well.
Yeah, I know. I love how it ties into the show. Like, stop thinking about it. Stop thinking about it. That's cool. That's really cool.
So yeah, those two. I really like the character design. Even for the characters he goes back into.
Yeah,
I think they're designed very nicely, and I since I've been watching a lot of anime right now, this is like the best character design show I've seen.
Yeah,
and find a little.
I love their outfits. They look fucking cool as shit. Yeah.
I like how the girl, the main girl.
Yeah.
For her name. But I like how she like
something like that.
They have Chinese names. Hard to remember.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But the girl, I love how she's designed because she has like round eyes, and it's not out of place, even though like the dudes have like the angular eyes, you know?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And she looks totally normal, even like she has like normal anime eyes.
Right.
And it looks fine.
Yeah.
You know? It's not jarring. I really like her design. She's probably like.
Yeah, her dress is really cool.
I really like her design.
Yeah.
But with the two main characters, it's like I was thinking about, like, bro, like no characters look like these people, like no anime characters.
The only things that really it makes me think of aesthetically is like Genshin Impact. They look like characters from that
video game.
I guess Chinese people just draw anime characters differently. It's weird.
This is good because I need some fresh new design. Because
I know.
You know, I'm used to seeing the bubble main character design for all these shows. You look at these two main characters, like no one looks like them.
Right.
They look completely unique.
Yeah.
I think they look really good.
Yeah, me too.
So that's a plus. I really like the way the show looks.
I know. Yeah.
The show looks.
It looks like. It looks like a commercial. Like, you know how sometimes they'll do an anime commercial and because it's like 30 seconds long, it'll have like super high production quality. The whole thing kind of has that energy to it. Yeah. It looks fantastic. I love it. It's hard to describe.
It is hard to describe.
Very
like
ambient. It feels like I'm watching, like, you know, when you turn on a YouTube video and it's like just a very detailed picture of like the sun coming into like a window or something, and it's like lo-fi remix 12 hours. That's kind of the entire feel that this show gives off.
Right. Yeah, I like the way the show looks, character design, opening and ending. I like the premise. The show's completely unique. Again, they go into pictures. This is like it's like, it reminded me of JoJo Part 3 where the dude was going into like mirrors and shit, mirror world. That's what I thought of, but
I didn't
they
think
go into pictures and they like operate back in time through these pictures. It's so dope.
Yeah.
You know? I
was immediately invested when I heard the premise. I was like, this is cool. This will set up for fun scenarios. Yeah.
Right. In a scenario. Yeah. It's dope. It's so dope.
Yeah.
Because the character, when the dude goes back, the main character goes back, and he's like in his own body, I was like, oh shit, some new shit. Instead of like taking someone's body, he's there by himself. And then it's like, he's like a paradox because like when he ran into his friend, the girl, back in time when he wasn't there. I was thinking about that one for a little because like
you were questioning the logic of it, right?
I was not really questioning the logic. I was just trying to like wrap my head around it because like
me as
he
well.
could run into himself. You know what I mean?
Yes, he
could.
He was on vacation though. That was the thing.
Yeah. I'm saying but I'm thinking like he could run into himself, and he could like say he's about to take a test, he can take a photo.
Holy shit, that's so elaborate. Just screenshot that shit, and then
just in case.
Yeah.
All right.
No, that's so funny because like he wouldn't be able to like send a picture with the answer. He'd have to go in the past, be like outside the window and be like, yo, it's 4, bro. It's like that's really cool. I never thought about that.
That's this is what I would do.
Right.
I would take a picture like every day, just in case.
Dude, honestly, yeah. I never thought about that. You really should take a picture every day. Fuck. Yeah.
These guys aren't using the power correctly, but yeah, the whole picture thing is super dope.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's super dope.
And I feel like the show just scratches the surface with it. I feel like we don't even see the full extent of like the narrative possibilities that this concept can birth.
Mm-hmm. Plus, I love that he can like feel their emotions when he goes back to.
Yeah.
But it hinders his performance, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's so dope because he's.
Yeah.
You know, like if he didn't feel their emotions and he just went back and started like fucking around,
right?
It wouldn't make sense. But because he feels what they're going through, it's like.
Right.
And he like can't really control himself.
Mm-hmm.
And he needs his buddy to like, yo, the mission. You know, it makes the story riveting because you don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
it's like that when when he went back in time to that dude playing basketball and his mom was gonna die to the earthquake.
Yeah,
and he was like getting freaked out and shit.
Yeah, it's your name.
Huh?
It was like your name. That's all I was thinking about. I was like, oh my god. Yeah, it's like the same thing.
And you know what's saying? That earthquake was real too.
Oh, really? Oh my god, that's so cool.
2008.
Wow.
Xing Sheng fucking earthquake. It killed like 70,000 people.
Whoa, that's insane. Wow.
Yeah. So,
okay.
Yeah, that one's a tough one. There's not much you can do. You know.
Yeah, I mean, he tried to do a bunch of stuff. It literally didn't work. The guy was like, "Go ahead, bro. Do whatever you want. It's not going to change the timeline." It was, yeah.
But again, yeah. So that every episode to me is super interesting because what they're doing is super interesting. So it's hard for the show to fuck up, you know.
Yeah, especially since it kind of is like episodic. It barely has a story, so every single new episode is kind of like its own little adventure, and it's like its own little story. And yeah, it's a very simple format that doesn't take a lot to do, you know, like it's not that hard to do a story like this, so it's just like coasting along and it's having a good time, you know. And I'm having a good time.
I was hoping it was going to be episodic, and it was. But the overarching story with the first episode, that was dope too.
Yeah, the way that came back into play was very good. Yeah. And
then the main character turned into fucking Goku in the last episode.
Yeah. I really, really, really liked that ending. I was gonna ask like what the favorite episode is, but for me it's just like the finale. That like whole ending bit.
The basketball, I really like the basketball one.
Yeah.
But probably the ending's probably the best one. There's so much going on in the ending. Plus, I was gonna say the basketball episode. I like how they reference fucking. They're like, "Oh, bro, you're shooting like Kobe."
Chinese people love Kobe. Yeah.
They love basketball in general, and he was like, "Yo, you passed that just like Magic Johnson."
Yeah. That's cute.
And they use WeChat too, and WeChat's like WhatsApp for China.
Yeah.
And I bought some stuff from China using WeChat, so them bringing up WeChat was cool.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
So those references is cool, but like the finale was really dope. Because I was wondering what their plan was, and then he's like, "Yo, we're gonna play this game." And the dude was like, "Accepted," and then they trapped him in a room, and then he just like like appears. Like it's like instant transmission. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, he is like
It's
Goku.
it's dude,
So
it's
cool.
animated really well too.
Yeah, I know. I love what you can tell that they were having fun with those last episodes
Right.
with the dude. Um, you could tell that like they were getting crazier with the animation. Um,
Right. Right.
I did enjoy that part a lot. I loved
But
it.
to reel back a little, I love how that when with the earthquake one, I love how he needed like a break
Yeah.
because I love when characters do that. Like in Gurren Lagann, when
Mhm.
Kami died and he was out of it, and then
Yeah.
he needed that motivation to come back.
Yeah.
I love like little like arcs like that.
Mhm.
I know like they could have delved into that more, but because it's like 11 episodes,
Right.
they kind of like split it up. I was fine with it, but I love like he was like really like even though it wasn't him, his family, he was like, yo, I gotta take a break from this shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, that's completely fair.
I like
For real.
when characters have arcs in episodic series because it feels as if it like ties the episodes together. It makes them feel less episodic and more kind of together while also still being episodic, you know? I don't know how to explain it, but it just it makes it feel more cohesive, like one is really happening one after the other because their mentality is changing. I like that a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the last episode where like when he appears in front of the dude,
Yeah. That shit blew
it's
my mind. I was like, "Oh my god."
it's weird how that works because
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
yeah,
Um
I know there's an explanation, but it's like I'm just trying to wrap my head around it because
what are you confused about? Cuz I think I understand it.
I don't think I'm confused. It's like from like their perspective, it's so weird.
Yeah, cuz they're showing all the different timelines and they're showing him in every timeline. So it shows him talking to him in the past, but he's also talking to him in the future. So like to us the audience, he just said something in the past and then he teleports back and it's almost as if he's having the same conversation with him. So it can be a little bit confusing because they're jumping between all these different time frames. The way I rationalized it, it didn't really make sense in the moment, but in retrospect, I think it's really cool. Basically, when he met the girl on the bridge and the bad guy saw him for the first time, the bad guy was basically like, "Oh shit. Okay, this is interesting. You very clearly have a power just like me. That's crazy." So this guy who possesses people, like even when he was being the blonde guy and he was like murdering and he was about to murder like their best friend, when the guy goes to him, he's like, "I want to play a game." He already knew about that because he saw the dude in the beginning. So he's like playing along with this guy's game because he already kind of knows that he has leverage because he knows that when I don't really know the prerequisites to his power, but I guess he knew who to possess once he found out who the guy was and where he lived and who his friends were. He was like, okay, like now that I'm here and now that I'm face to face with these guys, I'll possess the girl after I get rid of this blonde guy. They think that I'm just like one guy or whatever, but now I'm going to possess the girl and I'm going to stab the dude. So when he comes back, I'm going to be like, "Hey bro, I've been in on this shit the whole time." And it's cool because that ties into the whole thing that the show was saying in the beginning where it's like, yo, don't change anything. Don't change the past. And at the end of the day, this whole thing happened because Chung Xiaoxi or whatever his name is text the mom and dad when he was in Emma's body. So it's like, it like all ties back to that. It's like, oh my God, it's my fault that Lu Guang got stabbed. So
yeah, that shit was crazy.
Yeah.
I thought like everything was going so well.
I know.
And he like about to save Emma.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm gonna ship these guys.
Yeah.
Then,
he jumps off.
she fucking throws herself off. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And Buddy gets stabbed, and I'm like, dude, how much time is left in this episode?
Yeah. Yeah. And
but it was a 30-minute episode too.
I know. It was a longer one. Yeah, it's cool. It's like Attack on Titan, kind of. It was like when in the past, it was like, oh my God, I started everything. This is all my fault.
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
the show really, really good.
Yeah, really cool. I had a good time. Did you watch the OVA episode?
The chibi one.
No, there was an extra
Yeah,
episode.
there's episode 5.5.
Yeah, did you watch that?
I didn't see it. I watched the chibi one.
Okay, you watched all of it, the whole because it's multiple. I thought it was multiple episodes.
The chibi one's one.
Oh, okay. Was that cute?
That one was actually good, bro.
Really? Okay. Interesting. I like deliberately avoided it because I didn't think I would like it.
Cause bro. Do you plan on watching it?
No. Go ahead. Tell me. You go ahead. Spoil
It's like, I think it's the writer of the show, like in real life, went to the people and was like, "Yo, I did some like lame shit, and it's on YouTube. I look corny." And they take that mission, and it's like him real life, like him in real life in the episode, right?
So like,
and
wait,
then,
it's live action. You're saying?
It's like he's live action, but then
And
it should be like the characters are in the chibi. So like he did some lame shit, and then like he sent their like the mission to the girl, and the girl's like, "Oh, we got a mission. This dude did some lame shit."
right.
And then he goes into the like creator's body, and then like he tries to fix it, but then like while he's right before he's gonna fix it, he claps, and he goes back inside like to his time. So he fucks up the mission, and he's like, "Damn, we failed the mission." And then the writer of the show, I don't know if it's the writer, some guy in real life, right?
Right.
He goes on YouTube to see if it's still there, and then, like it's still there, like the cringy video. And he's like, they fucked up. That's a good episode.
That's really cool.
It's cool because how they tied it in like real life.
Right.
It was dope.
That's really cool. Wow.
I didn't think it was gonna be that.
Now I'm interested in it. Now I'm gonna try to watch it.
Yeah, it's 16 minutes long.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'll check that out. But yeah, there's not much to say. It's a very simple show. It's very simple, but it works. I really like that webtoon aesthetic. It feels like I'm watching what like God of High School and Tower of God wanted to be, or something, you know? Like when people say like, "Oh my God, the webtoon's getting the anime. Let's go!" Like, you know, the struggle. He made it big time. That's what it feels like this show. I don't even think it's based on like a webtoon, but it feels like it is. Yeah, I love the red eyes. Like that's in webtoons all the time.
It is in webtoons all the time.
I do have a couple of like ride your waves that I want to mention. I think I personally, when they went to do the human trafficker like story, I think it's like incredibly frustrating that like, you know, they're very conscious of how when they go back into the past, it's like this is their one shot, and if they fuck this up, even if they don't change anything, they'll have to go back with their old self there. And now they have to avoid their old self if they go back again. So like it's incredibly high risk whenever they do one of these jumps. So they have to like be very thoughtful about like everything they're doing. And it's really fucking frustrating that Lu Guang is talking to Chung Xiaoxi and he's just distracted. And then it's like, "All right, are you looking?" And he looks and the kid's like not there. He's like, "Oh fuck, I missed it." It's like, oh my God, you had one job. That was a little annoying. There was that. And then when the dude got seen by the main girl, I understand how they like the show constantly says like, "Yo, don't change the past. Don't be like changing anything too crazy. It might affect the future. It might affect us in the future. Like you want to be careful." When the girl sees him, that in any other time travel story, that would be like game breaking. I feel like, Manny, if I went to McDonald's and I saw you at McDonald's, I'm like, "What the fuck, Manny, what are you doing?" And you were just like, "Oh shit." And I hop on the next episode and you're like, "What's up?" And I'll be like, "Manny, did I see you at McDonald's?" And you're like, "Bro, I think you're bugging, bro. I mean, like, what are you talking about? I would go to heaven and earth to find out why you were at McDonald's. And it's insane that this girl knows that he's on vacation and she saw him there and she just didn't do anything, and that didn't affect anything. Even if it didn't like affect a negative thing, it should do something. I understand that the show justified it in the way like, oh, what this did is that it distracted her from seeing the boy. Like, that's kind of how they said it. So it's like it had an effect, but it had a positive effect. I feel like it's unrealistic that she just forgets about it. And the show makes a big deal out of it too. It's like a cliffhanger of one of the episodes. It's like, oh my God, no. And then in the next episode, they just forget about it completely. It's like, dude, come on.
Oh my God, no. It's great.
Yeah, man. That one.
I feel like when I thought about it, I was thinking, it's the way I like rationalized it was like she doesn't know what they do with the pictures, but I feel like she knew they did something,
some fuck like, shit, and she was just like, okay.
Even though it doesn't really make sense, I feel like she was like, is this what these guys do? You know what I mean?
Right.
But what you're saying is completely true.
Yeah.
Completely.
I thought what you thought as well, but when they did tell her about her power, she didn't seem like, oh, okay, that's it. Well, thanks for fucking telling me, guys. She seemed like, whoa, what? Really? You guys can fucking go into the past? Oh my God, that's why you got it. She seemed more surprised. She didn't seem like she's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. You know, she didn't. So that's why I didn't draw that conclusion. But yeah, that's one ride your wave. And I also
that's not a ride your wave. That's bad. That's not ride your wave.
I don't know. I don't know. It's not.
I feel like ride your waves are like.
I still enjoy the show. It's not super damning, but it really remember what we said. Remember what we said about Terror in Residence. A ride your wave is the logic of the show being sacrificed for the convenience of a narrative beat happening. In Ride Your Wave, it's like, why wouldn't she tell him about that? That doesn't make any sense. She should tell him about the thing. In Terror in Residence, it's like, why would the girl run away? That makes no fucking sense, but the story just needs it to happen, so they just do it anyways, and this is that.
Right. But I feel like with this one, with this one, I don't know, because it is bad, but because of the kid getting kidnapped as the end result,
right?
That whole arc, that was the worst arc.
You think so?
But
really?
Kid one?
Yeah.
It was so frustrating.
Really? Oh, because of all their like mess ups and stuff.
Yeah.
Because of everything.
Like with that one, it wasn't like you had no emotions like fucking you up, so I can't forgive you for that. You know.
That's true. That's very true. I did not think about that. Wow.
Yeah, that's why I didn't like that one. That's why I brought it up. I was like, yo, like if he went back with no emotions, it wouldn't make sense to how like he would screw up.
Right.
You know? You have Luke Wong telling you what to do, and you're fully like aware of the mission.
Yeah.
There's no outside thing fucking up. But that is kind of a ride your wave, but I don't hold it to that high of a ride your wave.
I agree. I'm very forgiving. I am forgiving of Ride Your Wave itself. I literally like give that movie a 6. I acknowledge that it's Ride Your Wave and I don't care. And that's how I feel about this movie. It's stupid, but I still have fun regardless of that one thing being silly. I just have to accept that this show is not fucking Steins Gate and it's not going to like take the time travel that seriously, and that's okay. It's whatever. The show's
Ride Your Wave was crazy.
Yeah. So there was that part. And I didn't write it down, but I wondered if the part with the when he did the fucking shoryuken with like the kid and he punched the human trafficker, I really wondered like, oh, this is gonna have strong implications too. And it saved the kid because of what he did and like, you know, the way he like schooled the human trafficker. But I feel like I genuinely feel like if it was Steins Gate, where like Okabe went into a new timeline, he did something of that level, I think it would cause like a giant ripple that would make everything like change, you know? And I was constantly thinking about that, where it's like, if you provoke the human traffickers, even if you were to like successfully get this girl to be scared, and to like bring the boy back, isn't she part of like a ring or something? And wouldn't other people like be like, yo, where did that girl that was supposed to deliver a boy last week, where did she go? Oh shit, is she gonna narc to the cops? Fuck, we gotta do something. I feel like that would start like a whole plot line in and of itself. Once again, it's whatever, you know. I understand that this show doesn't want to be that, but I was just thinking that, because the reason why I'm making a big deal out of it is because the show explicitly said, like, bro, don't change the past, don't change the past, don't change the past. And they changed the past very willy-nilly in that arc, and it just works out very conveniently for them. And it's like, all right, I guess you can change the past. It makes up for it in the ending, because the one tiny change she makes turns out to have like this worst outcome. So I'm like, all right, my dark, twisted time travel story is coming back into fold. So I guess the ending kind of made up for it for me. But yeah, that was another thing that I had a problem with. Time travel, you're almost asking for trouble if you make your story about time travel, you know?
Yeah.
There's almost always going to be some shit that like doesn't make sense. I was constantly thinking of not Ride Your Wave, Your Name, while watching this movie, and thinking like, is this mistake worse than Your Name or not? I don't think it is. I like the show. The ending kind of is too fun to be that bad.
Yeah, Ride Your Wave is just a different level. Ride Your Wave and Your Name, both of them are just a different level to me, of like absurdity.
Gotcha. Your Name is, yeah. They mean more in the grand scheme of the story. Ride Your Wave is a very touching movie for you.
It's so like, what the fuck? Like, you didn't tell her that was you. Like, okay.
Yeah.
That's so stupid.
Kimiga.
That movie is something, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but like,
no, it's okay.
Like, bro, like you didn't tell her that was you, bro. Like, the movie should have came up with like, yo, he had amnesia. So I'm like, I don't know. Like, that movie, man.
Yeah.
I remember telling you, and he was like, I remember I was trying to explain it to you, and he was like,
I understand your explanation, and I still feel the way that I felt that day. I feel like there are a lot of movies that have done that, or a lot of anime as well. I don't even feel like that's a Ride Your Wave thing. I feel like that's just a lot of things do that, you know?
That's a ride. To me, that's like...
You don't think you've ever seen that before in any other piece of media?
Probably have, but like, in that movie, like, that it like is like so bizarre to me.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Like, do you know that was you who saved my life? Like, I wouldn't be alive if you didn't save me when we was kids. Like, you never thought of bringing that up. Like, okay, like...
The question, what dictates the gravity of that for me is how much would it affect the story if he did do that, you know? In Your Name, it affects the story a lot because the story just basically doesn't make any sense anymore. And Ride Your Wave,
the thing is, Ride Your Wave,
would it change anything?
It's because he doesn't tell her so he can have that reveal.
And if that reveal is not there, let's say he tells her and there's not that reveal, the movie still mostly works.
It works, but it's stupid. I mean, like, Terror Resident still works. If that's the case, like, every movie technically still works.
It depends on the mistake. Your Name does not work. Your Name is like completely broken after it.
You have to explain Your Name again.
Your Name is the one where they were using a diary app to communicate with each other in between time, and at the end they do not understand that they are in different places in time, despite the fact that they're on their phones and they're in school all the time. So it like breaks the entire concept of the movie, and the entire movie is built on that twist of like, oh my God, we're in different times and she's gonna blow up. That's like the whole climax of the movie. So the whole climax is immediately invalidated because of the lack of logic. And it could be easily fixed if they just were like in a time where they didn't have phones or I don't know, something of that nature.
Wait, you're saying because they didn't come to understanding that they're in different times?
And there's and they're on their phones all the time. They should see like the year on their phone. Are you laughing at the thing not making sense or at my logic?
Nah, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
The movie still works though.
No, do you understand what I'm saying? How it does it?
She didn't look at the year.
That's not what I mean. That's not what I mean.
Nah, no, because
I'm
he
saying,
would've knew like, bro, you're gonna blow up soon.
Yeah. When I said that ride your wave would make sense if the dude told her, like it would invalidate that twist. But the whole like narrative of him being dead and her grieving his death, that still is intact, like throughout the thing, despite that mistake being there.
But the your name girl survives the thing though, right?
Yeah, but it shouldn't have been that stressful. It should be fucking easy to save her. When she is in her own body and she knows about the like asteroid that's going to hit or whatever, she gets like her friends to rally all the people in the city to like a safe zone so they don't get hit by the asteroid.
How does she know the asteroid's coming?
I think the dude told her, like when they were on the bridge and they like were face to face. I think
so
it's been a while.
It still works because he told her.
But he could have told her earlier. And the whole tension of that scene is like, oh my God, this is so last minute because we're only just finding out now. But if you found out earlier, then you wouldn't have just found out now. You know?
I don't know. He told her.
He told her. He could have told her 30 minutes ago, and this all would be easily avoided.
How would he know like that she's back in time? Isn't it all up to her?
No. On the phone, they both switch places. And they use a diary app to communicate with each other. So one of them should see like, oh my God, why does it say 2017? Hey, what does your phone say? 2017? Wait a minute. Am I in the future right now?
I don't know, Ali, when I open my phone, it doesn't say the year.
When you open your diary app, it will say the year. It will. Manny, what if you have a diary? I was saying this on episode 4. Yeah. What if you use the diary app over the course of like 3 years? It has to say the year. It has to.
Were they talking for 3 years?
They weren't talking for 3 years, but I'm saying that the year will be in there because it wants people to like use it for more than 1 year. So if it's not like clearly visible, I don't know. What if you're categorizing it by year? What if you want to scroll back like 3 years?
Ollie, when I open my anime list on notes, it doesn't say the year.
All right, I understand that defense, but I'm still going to stand by that. I'm still going to stand by it because they're also in school.
This is more like a terror resonance.
You think so?
Because they need the girl to get kidnapped, or because they need this shit to be last minute so the movie can climax. Mm-hmm. It's more like a terror resonance.
I think I understand what you're saying.
But
it's
to me,
it's
like,
a breach in logic for the tension of a scene, but it's not necessarily a breach in logic to ruin the emotional resonance of the entire story. Is that what you're saying?
Whereas, like, Ride Your Wave is like, even though the movie works or not, it's like, why would he say that? It's like because the thing is, Ride Your Wave, the review isn't for the viewer; it's for him, right? It's for the girl, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And the climax in the other movies is for the viewer. I feel like it's different. Because we already know the reveal in Ride Your Wave.
Do we?
Him not telling her is stupid. Because we gain nothing from it if he does or doesn't. As a viewer.
Right. Which is why it's okay if it doesn't matter. Like if it doesn't happen. Because it's just like you don't even care, right? So if he did tell her, then it's fine.
If I can care or not, the movie, I wouldn't care anyway because I don't like the movie.
Right.
But regardless, like if I think about it, it's like it's stupid.
Yeah, and so is your name.
No, it's different.
Okay, I think your name. I think the logic is broken to a degree where it's hard to enjoy the movie for me at least, because it's very dependent.
Is it really hard to enjoy the movie?
Yes, because it thinks the time travel is so cool, and it thinks itself like as it's happening. It's like, oh my God, you weren't expecting this, were you? It's just like, it's like you think about it, and it's like, wait, like why is this happening? Wait, this shouldn't be happening. This makes no sense. This entire thing that I'm forced to watch for like the next 30 minutes, every emotional beat that precedes this moment should not happen. So that's how I feel about your name.
Yeah.
But
listen, man, both movies suck.
Yeah. And Link is okay.
I feel like you should just refer to it as your names.
Your names. Yeah, I'll do that. It's a your name.
Because like
that's
Ride Your Wave as human beings, that shit makes no sense.
I do understand what you're saying. I do understand where you're coming from. So you feel like Link Click is a your name.
Why?
Because of the whole thing with the girl and like her seeing the guy. Is that what you're saying? Because that's kind of what started this whole conversation. Do you think it's not even that?
No, I feel like the one with the girl, like, I don't know.
You just don't care.
You know, something was up with what they were doing. Maybe she's like, this is about what they're doing.
Yeah. Well,
but he's not going on a trip.
Right.
I think they had to explain it. They did it off camera.
I basically rewatched the show, and I have like a whole page of notes of like every itty bitty thing that like every character said. And I don't know if you ever want to go back and continue this conversation and check, but
nah, we don't need to.
Yeah,
it is.
I
also don't think it's that bad.
I also don't think it's that bad. It's not the end of the world for Link Click. I like this show. It's cool. It was a little sleeper hit, and I'm glad I watched it. China knows what they're doing. Yeah. Stacey. Yeah. China. Man, I need more foreign anime.
That's good because I have a recommendation.
Really? Okay, cool. All right. I'm gonna give 6 out of 10.
I'm gonna give it a 7.
Nice. All right. So, what is your recommendation?
It's 3 episodes long. Fog Hill of the Elements.
You said 3 episodes long?
Yeah.
All right. I got my 2 recommendations as well. I should have done this one earlier because Easter just passed, but I'm going to recommend Saint Onisan. It is not on anything, and it is a comedy anime movie about Jesus and Buddha just hanging out. And I've seen clips of it constantly on the internet, and I've always wanted to watch it, and I think it would be cool to watch. Have you seen clips of this before?
No.
Well, I'm excited for this one. I want to check it out. It seems fun, and I thought it would be nice to have a light one instead of doing something that was super try hard.
I think because you recommended 2 last time, I think it's my turn to do 2.
Okay. You want to recommend the movies and You wanna not do?
No, we can watch the same Oni-san, but
Okay.
we'll just do the girl who leapt through time.
The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. Gotcha.
Have you seen that?
Nope.
Yeah, more time.
All right. Cool. All right. I guess that's it. There's some like anime newsy things that I wanted to talk about. Have you ever heard of Love, Death, and Robots?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen it before?
No.
No. Well, I think it's something that you would really enjoy. It's like an episodic series. It's just a bunch of cool. It's like animatrix-y kind of high concept little short films, and I think it's a series that you would love. And season 3 is going to be coming out really soon. So, proposal to watch Love, Death, and Robots on one of the episodes, just one of the seasons. The episodes are not all like 30 minutes, so it's a shorter series than most. So it's a little bit more palatable. Yeah. And there's an anime that I want to add to our list of things that we will watch. A show that I doubt that you've heard of before. It is called Paradise Kiss, and it is from the creator of Nana. And it is 12 episodes. So it's something that we can actually watch. I was listening to a podcast from a YouTuber that I really enjoy, and she talked about it, and that's where I heard of it. And I was like, okay, I'm going to check this out because she mentioned it. So if you want to watch a Nana-esque show without actually watching Nana, then that's probably the closest that we're going to be able to get, like at least on the podcast. Paradise Kiss, 12 episodes. I would really like to watch it on one of the episodes.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I guess that's all I got. Did you see the Naruto and Jordan collab?
Oh yeah, I seen it online.
Yeah, Naruto's dunking a basketball. He's dunking a Rasengan, just like the Negroes in America.
Yeah, pretty gay.
Oh, jeez.
Very, very gay.
You don't think that's cool? You don't like that at all?
I already know, like,
it's gonna be ass.
One, the shoes aren't gonna look good. Two,
right.
They're gonna be, because after that, people are gonna be like, it's a collector's thing. The shoes are probably gonna be like so much fucking money.
Right.
But if you did want them, you're fucked.
Yeah.
All the weebs are gonna sell them for 10 times the price. So
yeah, exactly. Doesn't even matter. Did you see the Dragon Ball ones? I think they were, I don't know what brand they were, but I remember the Dragon Ball ones, and I was like, that looks ass. I mean, I'm not even a shoe guy, so I don't really know. I guess they were trying to make them look as normal as they possibly could. And it was like, look at the Majin Buu shoe. I'm like, that looks funny as hell. Yeah. I don't know. It's tough. How do you make sell a shoe and not have it look weeby and goofy as fuck? You know? You don't. You just don't. It's impossible. I wonder what the Orochimaru shoe is going to look like. Oh. The pain shoe.
Oh, man.
It's going to have a lot of sticks through it.
I don't know what people are thinking, man.
People like anime. They just want to market to that crowd.
Yeah, back in my day, I used to get beat up in school for liking anime. Now they're making Jordans.
Dude, I just had that thought recently. I feel like I had trouble being perceived as a cool guy. I mean, I didn't really try to be cool or anything, so that didn't really help. But I had trouble being perceived as like a normal person that people respected because I watched fucking anime. And now it's like a normal thing. And I'm like, oh, you want to hop on the train now after all the shit that you were talking to me about? Get the fuck out of my kitchen.
That is a meme, but there's a lot of truth to it.
Yeah.
Back in our day, even though like I told everyone, I did not care. I was like, bro, Dragon Ball's fire, bro. Like, I don't know what you want me to say. Like Dragon Ball's fire.
Yeah.
So like, because at the same time, like they're right too, but they're not. Because like I see someone who like, to me, it's like if you're like an avid enjoyer of like shitty isekai, like you're weird to me.
I understand.
I'm not gonna like make fun of you or bully you, but it's like
yes.
Or if you do like if you have like katanas in your house, you got fucking you do the Naruto run.
Right.
Body pillows.
Yeah, I understand the stigma. Yeah.
It's like I would make fun of you for those.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah.
I feel like back then if you're like, yeah, Naruto's sick, bro.
Did you experience people?
Not Naruto. Like Dragon Ball and Naruto is accepted, but like
you're right.
Like the low-key ones.
Yeah.
But nowadays, like animes are rare.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
Yeah, because the takes have only gotten harder over the years.
What's the hottest take you've ever seen?
I've seen a lot of Black Clover takes. So.
Oh boy. Tell me. Like go to
Black Clover is like better than X. Black Clover is like peak Clover.
Peak Clover? What does that even mean? That's really funny.
There's other isekai ones too, like
I Fucked a Girl in a Dungeon is the best anime of all time.
Yeah. Like I went back in time with my stepsister. Like,
yeah.
I went to New York with my stepsister.
Yeah.
But I have this dude I work with. He's from El Salvador, and he just like he says like every like isekai is like incredible. I'm like, okay, bro.
Yeah, it's hard for me to judge when I like Jobless. I feel like I'm not allowed to shit on people because I get it.
Good,
but it has all like, of the things that make people make fun of people who like anime. It has like the weird like sexual stuff, the wishing that you were like yeah. Cuz that's why that's like the inception of like isekai. Just like the fantasy of like I suck. I wish I didn't suck. Go to a world where you don't suck and you can probably get bitches. That's like every isekai, right? You know? ReZero, Jobless. And
ReZero's not about that.
Not in the most base form, but you know, he's trying to get the girls, right?
He's trying to get the girl.
The girl.
Mm-hmm. Not a harem.
Yeah.
Harem, he's like isekai with a smartphone.
Mm-hmm.
Like shit like that.
Right.
There's so many of them. There's like 10 every season. Like this skeleton, like Isekai Skeleton Knight. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Right.
Like the main character is like a massive dude in massive endgame Elden Ring armor. And he's like they CGI him and everyone else around him isn't in CGI. It's crazy.
Why don't you just watch Nana? Why do you even bother?
I don't mind tuning in once a week.
Okay. Gotcha.
But like, would I watch this if it was done? No.
That's interesting. I think I tried to hop on like the weekly train where it's like, you know what, I'm just going to watch things whether I like them or not. And then I got to a point where I was like, even once a week, this is torture with some shows.
Just watch good ones.
Yeah.
Love's War is doing very well right now.
That's good.
In my opinion.
I'm glad that it's good. I want to watch that when it's over.
Spy War. Spy Family.
Spy Family. Yeah.
I Love the War. Spy.
Is that going to be 12 episodes?
I think so.
Okay. I'm excited to check that out. Yeah.
The kid is so cute.
Yeah, it looks cute. It's gonna be.
But
fun.
I mean, even though I just don't like when I tell people I watch anime, I don't tell them I watch the shitty ones.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So if they were gonna call me lame for watching anime, they would have to like pry this information out of me, which is impossible. Like, yeah, I watch Dragon. I watch Death. I watch fucking Death Note.
Right.
I watch Cowboy Bebop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, they're gonna watch, tell you, have you seen Skeleton at East Sky? Uh huh.
I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Nah, but I do. I'll be like, yeah, I watched it. It's fucking ass.
Yeah. Right.
Nowadays, like, everyone watches anime.
Yeah.
If you get bullied for watching anime,
then the bully is the one who's not cool.
You
think so? I meant that sincerely.
If you get bullied for anime, then it's not because you watch anime. You're just getting bullied.
Right.
It's not like, yo, he watches anime, now let's bully him. It's like, you are already getting bullied.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel you.
And like, people who be like, I used to get fucked up in school because I watched anime 10 years ago. It's like, bro, you was Naruto running across the hall. Of course you got to.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
You go in class and say Date Bayo and shit like that. Of course you was getting bullied.
Yeah.
You have to try to get bullied. And in Brockton High, I didn't really see anyone getting bullied.
Mm-hmm.
There was definitely bullying going on, but I didn't see it.
I wasn't getting bullied per se, but there was a general disrespect, but from a particular set of people, because it's like,
to you?
Yeah, to me. Because I was the anime guy. I just embraced it wholeheartedly, and I'm like, yeah, I haven't gotten a haircut in like fucking 10 months, and I watched Cowboy Bebop last night. What the fuck are you gonna say about it, bitch? And no one started saying anything to me once I just accepted it.
You were an interesting guy in high school, Ali.
Have I changed that much? I don't feel like I have.
Not at all.
Yeah. Well,
you're very genuine.
I try to be. If you're not genuine, then what are you?
I feel like you're the opposite of like Patrick Bateman.
What's
like, you don't have a mask when you go to school. I feel like everyone does.
I appreciate that. That means a lot to me.
I definitely had a mask on that.
Yeah.
You know what I had a lot of people tell me? They're like, yo, Manny, if you acted the same way you act in the PlayStation parties and in real life, you'd be like super popular. Because like, they're like, because I was quiet in school, but on the mic,
right,
crazy. Like only like Brendan Keandrew, only those two really know like how I like act.
Right.
They knew like how I act out of school.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else did not know. Like even like Baldwin.
Right.
Even like Emmanuel. Like they don't even know.
Yeah.
The mask was strong.
Yeah. It's.
And that's why people still love fucking American Psycho.
Yeah.
I see so many profile pics
of Patrick Bateman.
All this is they call me Sigma male. Like I be women. Facts, bro.
Did you see the meme that I sent you of like? Did you see where it's like the extension cord is plugged into itself, and it's the clip of Patrick Bateman being like, "Why doesn't it work?" And the guy's like, "It just doesn't." He's like, "Why not? You stupid bastard!" You should watch it. I sent it recently.
I got something on TikTok.
Yeah, you probably did.
Patrick is so like.
He's so
famous.
funny. We should talk about that movie. I like it a lot.
I would watch it again.
Yeah. It's great.
You know, Johnny Depp was supposed to be the main actor.
Really?
Leonardo DiCaprio was supposed to be the main actor.
Wow.
But Leonardo didn't take it because his fan base came from like him loving women in Titanic.
Right.
His manager didn't want him screwing up his view. I don't know why Johnny Depp didn't take it. But,
yeah. Well, it worked.
I feel like Christian Bale is just perfect.
Bro, he really is. When I watch The Dark Knight, I low-key see Patrick Bateman. He walks around in like a suit, and he LARPs as like a dude in a bat suit. And I'm just like, oh, Patrick, you're still in your dream.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He's that movie's so good.
It's like
If it wasn't him, it wouldn't be good.
Bro, I feel the exact same way. Yeah.
Yeah.
He does a perfect job. People said like you're gonna ruin your career. This will like end you. And for a lot of people, it might. You know, there are so many people that try to do like a Patrick Bateman level thing, and then it comes off as really cringe, and then they like, that's their last role. It's like, oh my god,
yeah,
it's insane. Like,
what's the dude, the Joker dude, Joaquin Phoenix? I bet he would have did a good job.
Joaquin Phoenix as American Psycho?
Yeah.
It would be really different.
Oh, I don't think he looks the part.
Right.
But I feel like he has the acting ability.
Yeah. I don't know if the memes would be as strong. Why not, you stupid bastard? I mean, I guess the Joker.
So you know that scene where like he's looking at the card and he's just like sweating.
Yeah. He's so mad. He's so like, fuck, fuck. Yeah, Jared. Like another Joker is in that movie. Jared Leto's in it, and he's really good. Yeah.
They're saying he can sweat on command.
What the fuck? Yo, this guy's crazy. Do you know that he gets like fat and skinny? He's like one of those actors.
Yeah. I seen his other roles.
That's so cool. I think you are automatically like goated certified hood nigga if you can like get fat for a movie. Like I think that's so awesome. Man, Christian Bale. What a
I got that movie.
He's a great actor.
It's like referenced. I see it referenced every day.
Mm-hmm. It deserves to be referenced. It deserves to be referenced every day. It's that good. Even
people who don't even like see themselves as this guy are like,
right.
I want to be this guy.
Right.
Oh, that's funny. Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that definitely interpret that movie as like, yeah, I want to be that, or something. It would make for a great discussion. I think about it a lot. It's like Cowboy Bebop, but with like the worst possible ending. Like, I'm staying in the dream. I can never get out. Great fucking movie. Do you have a favorite actor?
Not really.
Okay. Do I have a favorite actor?
I feel like I like all the like the normal ones everyone likes.
Yeah, me too.
Honestly, probably Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy? Who's that?
He was in Inception. He was the guy they were trying to like steal the info from in Inception. This is the Peaky Blinders guy too.
Oh, he's Scarecrow in the Batman trilogy.
Yeah.
Do you like him from Peaky Blinders specifically?
Yeah, he does so good in Peaky Blinders.
That's good. Yeah.
Like he is so good in Peaky Blinders. I would not watch that show.
That's cool. Yeah. Bro, Bruce Lee is honestly a pretty good actor. It feels like his beliefs in real life just seep through the movies, because the movies are like written around him. And Bruce Lee, in many ways, I don't say this kind of as an insult. I know it might seem like it, but Bruce Lee, it's clear that he thinks extremely highly of himself, and he thinks like, I am the best. Like, I am the shit. Do not fuck with me. He's like, it's very comparable to Kanye, in my opinion. And I don't mean that as like a negative thing, but, you know, in the same way that Kanye is like, how do I say this lightly? Thinking of himself highly and just infinite well of self-esteem is encouraging to people that do not really believe in themselves and don't think highly of themselves. It's the same with Bruce Lee, where it's like, fuck, that guy is so like, he's like an anime protagonist. Yeah. He's great. Bro, and there's some Bruce Lee references in Cowboy Bebop. Like the intro, when like Spike does the kick and like the intro like animation, that is like directly from a Bruce Lee movie. And I like looked it up. I'm like, which one? And it shows the kick from Bruce Lee and it shows the kick from Spike. I'm like, holy shit, it's the same thing.
Yeah. Bruce Lee is interesting character.
He is.
Fucking iconic as hell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Have you seen
Everyone knows.
Have you seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
No.
It's really cool how he's portrayed in that movie. I like how Quentin Tarantino portrays him. But yeah. Wearing a mask. High school. Ugh.
Wearing a mask. Heavy mask.
Yeah. Well,
I remember we in Mr. Callahan's class. That's when I first met you.
really? Is that the first time we met?
Yeah, we had the same English class freshman year. Mr. Callahan. It was me, you, Jalen.
Mr. Callahan was freshman year?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
Ayana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that class.
I really enjoyed that class.
Me too. Mr. Callahan was extremely nice. I think back to that class and I get upset that I wasn't more into films that I am now. Because I remember when we were doing when we had to draw a picture of like ourselves and what represents us, and I was like, oh, I like movies. And then he likes movies too, so he was like, what movies do you like? And I was like, oh, well, I like this and da-da-da-da. And I named an actor, and he's like, do you like this movie that he's in? And I'm like, and he was like, never mind. And I was like, fuck. I felt so bad. It made me feel terrible.
This kind of was it. He was cool.
Yeah, he was cool. Bro, do you remember when he lied about being sick? And then everybody in the class was like, how dare you, you son of a bitch. Everybody got so mad.
I remember that.
That shit was really funny. Do you remember?
I remember it.
I know what you're going to say.
Nah, I was going to say something else.
Okay, say it.
I was going to say there's only 4 guys in that class. 5 including the teacher.
Lewis, you, me, and
Jalen, the black dude. Jamaican black guy.
Whoa. I completely forgot about his existence. Oh my God. I completely forgot. I was going to say Brendan or something, but yeah.
Brendan was not in honor rolls in English. You know Brendan can't read?
Are you really?
He can't read.
Brendan?
I don't know if he can now, but sophomore year.
Mm-hmm.
Freshman year. I remember the teacher, I think it was in history, teacher told him to read something and he was like, I can't read.
Wow. You know,
and he was struggling. I was like, oh shit, I never knew that.
Brendan definitely makes up for that in his character. His personality is one that, I don't know, even with something like that might be embarrassing, he's just too cool for that to affect him.
Yeah. Literally, I feel if that was someone else in that class, it would have been he just transcended that embarrassment. Good for him.
Yeah.
Because I ain't forget about that shit.
Dude, I don't know. It kind of makes him cooler. It's he rises above it so hard. Ugh.
But yeah. It's funny because when I met you, I didn't even watch anime.
Really? I vividly remember that you drew a picture of a Dragon Ball character once, very early on.
Oh, I watched Dragon Ball.
Oh, okay.
I watched anime. Lewis told me to watch Sword Art Online sophomore year, and that's where it all started.
Wow. My first anime was Attack on Titan. No one told me to watch it. I just looked at it and I was like, I've seen YouTube videos on this. This looks interesting. Actually, my first experience with Attack on Titan, in middle school, we went on a trip to Washington, D.C., and we stayed in a hotel at night. And I was with Kevin and Vincent and Dimitri. I don't know if you know who Vincent and Dimitri are, but I was with Kevin Souza. And when Attack on Titan popped up, we were like, guys, turn this off, bro. This is some weird show. And then out of nowhere, the 30 minutes went by and we were like, yo, that was pretty fucking good, bro. it was, and then I never saw it ever again until high school on my own. And that shit was crazy. It's really Adult Swim. And Adult Swim, I've said this before, but they had an app where they did 24-hour streams of just random anime. So I would go home and I'd be like, all right, I'm going to watch Cowboy Bebop tonight. And I'm lit, and you can't pause it. So it would be great to binge. I'd just be like, all right, I'm forced to sit here. I'm forced to pay attention like the whole time. And it just, that's how I watched most shows. I didn't really watch a lot of YouTubers. I just kind of watched that.
Yeah. Mr. Callahan.
Mr. Callahan.
Going into that class, I was like, let's go. It was only like 3 other guys.
Yeah.
All bitches.
Yeah. It was.
Bro, like,
it's always nice to be around females.
I had a crush on Vladimir.
Yeah.
I remember, like, I walked into my first day in Brockton High. I go into homeroom. There's fucking Brennan Keandre, which I already knew from North Middle School, and I was like, let's go. And I see Vladimir. I'm like, oh my god. This is the first day of school. I'm like, oh my god.
Right.
Then yeah,
that's
cool. My first crush.
I don't even remember people that I was interested in. I think I actively chose not to be interested in anybody because I knew I wasn't gonna get anywhere.
Well, yeah. I didn't get anywhere either.
Well, kindred spirits, I guess.
Yeah. Fucking I remember Lewis
Blanchard.
Yeah, Lewis Blanchard. I don't know, like, I feel like in that class, I feel like I was active, like I was like talking a lot, because I knew everyone in that class. A lot of them went to North, so I knew all the girls pretty much, almost all of them, and I knew Jalen from North. So like I feel like I was like cool with everyone, right? And then I remember I was sitting in the back, and Lewis was sitting in the front. And Lewis, I remember I remember him watching me talk to like the girls, Jalen, everyone, and he'd be like, and then like I remember like probably like the second week of school, he'd just like turn around and be like, and I'd be like, I didn't dap me up every day. I was like, all right, you're my boy now.
Yeah, gotta break the ice somehow. Yeah.
I'll never forget that. He was just like, I was like,
yeah,
that's my guy.
Yeah, I knew Lewis from church. I've known Lewis since I was like 10 years old, and we went to church together. And then we reconnected in high school because we both watched Key and Peele and Rick and Morty, and we had a very dark sense of humor. So whenever we were together in a class, we were trifling. Maybe I shouldn't say some things on here, but we had fun. Lewis was the only person that let me cheat on when he knew the answers on tests. He was one of the only people that would be like, yeah, and I was like, hey, that was great.
You know, I wish I was never in honors classes.
I wish I never went to high school. Yeah. Why do you wish you never went to honors classes?
I feel like honors classes, like, you try, like, it's extra try hard.
Yeah.
For like nothing.
For nothing. Imagine like, AP. Imagine that shit.
Yo, shout out to those guys. I ain't doing shit, but like, I wish I was just in CPA. If I was in CPA, I'd just go to school and just chill.
Yeah. That's what they were doing. They were living the best life.
I know. I was try hard. But these people, like, bro, like, so freshman year, I fucking failed science, biology.
Right.
But on the final test, I had one of the highest scores. But I failed the class, right? So I'm not an idiot. I know I'm not an idiot. Even the teacher at the end of the, like, if only you applied yourself. At least I'm not stupid, right? Then I went, so sophomore, that's how I met Lewis, because I failed, I got put into CPA biology in sophomore year. So I had to take the class over again. Right. But I was in a class with Baldwin, Brendan, Lewis, Emmanuel.
Oh my God.
And Xavier.
Holy shit! The whole gang.
The whole thing. The only person there isn't like fucking Keandrew.
Right.
You know, pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I was really friends with you or something. I knew you, but I don't know if you were like that close.
Yeah.
But anyway, all I was missing like was really Keandrew. Like I dropped down. I go to CPA. All my boys are in the same class.
Right.
And that's the reason why sophomore year was my best year because I was in CPA. Right. With all my niggas. Every day was a fucking blast. The schoolwork was non-existent. It was like, imagine if I had fucking CPA like math, fucking history.
Yeah.
And like because I failed biology, I met Lewis and I started watching him.
Yeah. That's really cool. Luis Carrera was the one you met in biology.
Yeah.
Okay. That's really cool.
I remember he was like, I don't remember our first conversation, but he was like, I'm from Angola, and my mom's from Angola. Like, you know how everyone's Cape Verdean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I was like, yo, you Cape Verdean? He's like, fuck no, because he hates Cape Verdean. He's like, fuck no, I'm Angolano. I was like, bro, I'm Angolano.
Like, that's so cool.
And then he's been my best friend ever since.
That's really
Shout
cool.
out to I relate, like, when I talk to Lewis, I feel like I'm talking to myself.
Yeah.
And then he joined the Navy, then blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But I think I became friends with you, I think it was junior year. Because that's when I met David. Yeah. I mean, I was cool with you because of Mr. Callahan, but I wasn't really that close to you.
Right.
I think we became friends junior year.
Even when we were friends, we never really saw each other. At least I don't recall that much.
Yeah, I only saw you at like lunch.
Yeah. I
remember you ate Jason's fucking like cookie or something.
What? Jason with the glasses?
Jason with the D. Like his name is D Jason.
I don't remember him. I don't know who that is.
You ate his food.
He got mad?
And everyone was like hyping you up. Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't even remember that. That's crazy.
That was just like a vivid memory.
What's your like most fond high school memory?
Oh no, just that CPA class, CPA biology with all those people.
Wow.
Like I tell you, Ali, every single day was like, it's so good. It was so funny, like, because we would have that class and have lunch right after. So it's all the same niggas going to lunch together, the same table.
Right.
Everyone's chilling. Like it was like different. Like I never had that in any other year.
That's so cool.
It was like magical, dude. Yeah. I'm so happy I fucking failed freshman year.
Yeah.
Dude, that like sophomore was incredible. Like every day I was dying, laughing, like having fun.
Yeah.
I didn't hate going to school because like I was like, yo, like about to have fucking science class in a little.
Right. I don't think I had any class like that.
Yeah.
There was a long period of time where I wasn't sitting at the table and I was sitting with different people or by myself. And I don't remember when I started sitting at the table, but it was late. And it wasn't even like a daily thing. I wasn't a guaranteed like Allie has a seat. I was like a leftover. And if I got a seat, then I got a seat. And yeah.
Yes, the seats are crazy.
It was fucking stupid. You should have been able
People were fighting over seats and shit.
Yeah.
But
I like yelled at the dean once when he was like, they're not your seats. I was like, shut the fuck up. I told him to be quiet. I was like, this is my seat. I got really mad when he said that. It's like, this is the only thing I look forward to. Don't take this away from me. This is like this is the only reason that I haven't blown my brains out when I get to sit with my friends.
Yeah, I don't know why they're so strict. Like you know how there's like only 8 to table.
Yeah.
And you know how people like come on the corners and be like 10 people. Like why won't like I don't have any other friends. Like,
right.
Please, can I sit here? Like,
yeah, bro.
You know, like that never happened to me because my seat never got took. Mm-hmm. I feel like I was like a core member of the group.
Right.
But I was too tall for someone to take my seat. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah. I was already not like I didn't have a lot of authority. I didn't have strength amongst the social group to take anyone's seat.
It'd be like that
for every single day.
Yeah,
and
there is a hierarchy.
In middle school, I was also low on the hierarchy, and in high school, when I realized nothing's gonna change for me, I just decided like, all right, I'm just gonna stay at the bottom. And there was a long period of time where like
teachers
would be like, yo, don't pull up a chair, like stop doing that. And I was like, all right, bitch, I'm gonna sit here by myself at this table by myself, and I want you to like look at me. I'm gonna make eye contact with you while I sit here on my lonesome. And sometimes I would put my headphones in, and she'd be like, dude, take off your headphones. I'm like, no one else is around me. I'm not talking to anybody. Like, why? It was very annoying.
They make shit worse, bro.
Yeah.
I swear. They just make shit worse.
I hated high school.
They literally have no, like,
moral
empathy.
Compass. Yeah, they have no empathy. Do you know, I think about, like, shit that teachers say to me, like, all day. All day today, when I should have been sleeping, I was, like, pacing around my house, thinking about, like, shit that, like, teachers say to me. And it makes me very, very upset.
No, fuck teachers, bro. They're so unrelatable. Like,
yeah,
it's like they forgot how it was.
Dude, honestly.
Like they completely forgot, like, how it was when they was in school.
And it was insane how it was consistent. It wasn't like this teacher, that teacher. It was like every year, there was at least one. It's like, okay, if this is a norm and my parents went through this, why am I going to school? Why did they not warn me of this? Why is this just like the accepted thing?
I don't know. Dude.
How is this teacher that is being rude to me? How do they have the audacity to talk to me that way when they went to school and they probably experienced the same thing? Did they not experience the same thing? What school did they go to? Am I going to the wrong school? I think about that stuff every day.
Dude, I don't fucking know. It's honestly like bizarre.
When I went to college, it became even more transparent because in college they were like, bro, I'm getting my bag whether you fail this class or not. So if you want to sit there on your phone all day, I'm not going to tell you shit. And that's why college was, for the short time I was there, it was honestly very nice and it was very chill. It was like, I'm going to teach my thing. And if you don't care, then it's okay. Like, I understand a lot of you are just here out of obligation. It's whatever. And that's why I just left. And I was like, all right, now that I have the choice, now that I'm considered a fucking human being because I'm 18 and I'm not just a sack of meat that goes to school and picks cotton all day, then, that's why I left. It's really frustrating.
Yeah, school is stupid.
And I hear about, there's a lot of people that I look up to, celebrities and like YouTubers, and I hear about them like dropping out of high school because their parents, the stuff that I'm saying, like, why didn't my parents like send me to school and da-da-da-da, like that's what happened to them, where their parents were like, yo, if you want to drop out of school, you can drop out of school. School sucks. And it's like, dude, oh my God. It's like, that's crazy. I wish I had that life. It's, bro, I would be so ahead of the curve if I dropped out of school. I am like set back mentally as a human being because I went to high school.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane. And because I wasn't allowed to do anything in high school. If I was allowed to be normal and like go out and do shit like my sister or like anybody else, I probably would be fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I was forced to get good grades and I was forced to stay home. And
yeah,
when someone stays home all day every day, they turn into a fucking loser. And it's like, I don't know. It's like a imprinting on your mind. It's like almost impossible to like rewrite that. Ugh.
That's what you mean. I was the same way. I didn't really go out. I didn't go out until my brother got a car. Because none of us, he couldn't go out either. None of us could have gone out. And then he got out. He got a car, and everything changed for me. I actually started going out to like parties and shit.
That's cool.
But before that, it was like I came home, turned on the PlayStation. Alright.
Yeah. I used to be like in middle school, I was like the Xbox, like hop on, play COD with my friends. And that experience tarnished me enough to where when I came to high school, I was like, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this anymore. And that's why I actively like avoid Call of Duty, because I know that I never want to experience that middle school shit ever again. Even if I wasn't with like super toxic people, I feel like COD just kind of breeds that. Honestly, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. And I also just am not good at that game, and I never will be.
Do you know the streamer? His name is iShowSpeed.
iShieldSpeed?
iShowSpeed.
No.
Like young black kid, eccentric.
Mm-mm.
He grew so fast on YouTube. He went from like no subs to like 6 million subs in like a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
It says he's like crazy. He says the things out loud that everyone's thinking in their head, right?
Okay.
And he does the things that you're thinking. He does them in, like on stream, on camera, like 60,000 people watching, right? And his fans are like W Speed W. But he said like months ago, he told this female gamer on Valorant, he was like, yo, is a female talking to me? Go do the dishes for your husband. Months later, this esports dude pulls up the clip and he's like, yo, like, how about we allow these things to happen?
Mm-hmm.
Chaos assumed. Then like fucking the people who make Valorant, they make Overwatch too, right? I think so. They like the people, like a female who works at Valorant literally banned him from all games that will ever come out from that company, right?
Right.
And it was like because he told a female go do the dishes. And it's like, dude, I hop on Call of Duty on Search and Destroy. I get called a nigger every round.
Yeah.
Like he said the most tame overused dry joke to a female.
Right.
I literally get called a nigger, monkey, faggot, like
right. Yeah.
On COD every day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like nothing. No one gives a shit.
I think
COD is just so toxic.
Yeah.
It's like COD
is toxic to a degree where like you don't even take it. I mean, I haven't played it in a while, but like it gets to a point where it's like you don't take it personally anymore. This is just the way it is. But I guess other gaming spaces like I know League of Legends, like there's like a very popular YouTuber, extremely funny. I think I sent you one of his videos, Video Game Donkey, and like he got banned from League of Legends by calling someone. I think he called someone a faggot on League of Legends. I think he did. and he like made a genuine video, like not like a angry, like he made a genuine video like I should be able to call someone a butt munching, dick licking fuck face on a video game. I forget the reason that he gave, but it was just like so endearing and genuine when he said that. It was like a very human moment, and I just think about that a lot whenever people talk about trash talking on video games. But
yeah, I mean, it's like it's a video game. It's not real. And the dude who brought up the clip of iShowSpeed, the people search up his old tweets and he's like, "I love trash talk," and shit like that. But then,
right. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess it's different for women. If I had a voice in the community,
right.
If I had a voice at all, I would have been like, bro, I get called nigger every day. They don't even get 2-hour bans. So.
Right. I think some games just don't want to breed that Call of Duty environment, because once, like, if a game like League had that, League would be unplayable. It is a very team-centric game, and it's very important that you play together, kind of. So if you are toxic on a game like that, then the game inherently becomes bad, you know?
Yeah.
So they kind of need it to be good.
It's the same thing as Rainbow's like that. Even though it's like a heavily team game, it's not the other team calling you a nigger. It's your team calling you a nigger. It's
yeah, because people get mad. You shot me. I lost half my health.
dude, dude, you should have killed them. You fucking suck, dude. Like,
yeah.
Rainbow's very tough. But
yeah.
I don't know. I brought up that show speed because like, like I don't know, like I guess females they just have it different when it comes to trash talk.
Yeah, they probably do.
Like go do the dishes, like.
Mm-hmm. yeah. Was she the one that posted it though? Or
no.
was it? Okay. Well, credit to her.
It was a different guy.
We're in a different age now. We can't say faggot anymore, Manny.
Oh yeah. Watch this.
yeah. It's one of the big reasons. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say one of the big reasons why I haven't made YouTube videos is because I don't feel like I'll be able to be myself. I feel like I will be canceled for trivial matters.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I kind of just hide from the world now because I haven't grown up per se. Like I'm not maturing to the degree that the internet wants me to mature, I guess. So I'm apprehensive to come back. That's one of the reasons. In 2016, I felt like I could be a degenerate, like lame-o, otaku, fuck. And it's like that's Allie. And if you don't like him, then it's whatever. But now it's like, if there's anybody that is a modicum of like immoral, they get banned to the Shadow Realm. Cancel culture is upsetting.
I wish I was famous. If I was famous, I would wish I would get canceled. Because when you get canceled, unless you're doing like, you get caught for like pedo shit, nothing really happens to you. I haven't seen someone get canceled other than like pedo shit or beating women. It was like nothing really changed their career. It was like a short wave of people who don't even. Because when I see when people get canceled, it's people who don't even follow, support, or know who this person is talking crazy on Twitter. You know what I mean?
Do you know who Etika is?
Yeah.
His was it did kind of affect him.
Why did he get canceled?
Because he was wilding. He was saying some crazy shit. He turned oddly edgy to a degree where even though he wasn't being necessarily immoral, he was very distinctly being kind of an edgelord for attention, to the point where his audience just kind of gave up on him. So I guess he didn't really get canceled. I guess he just kind of dug his own grave somewhat. Like,
I think he had mental problems beforehand.
Oh yeah, he definitely did. But
I think his case is different. But I mean, like, going to like the actual speed thing, like he like, it was, none of his fans are like, dude, like, don't say that, but like, it's outside people who don't know who this person is saying like, yo, this guy, look what this guy said. And
right.
Like, Twitter goes crazy.
Right.
Like your fan base, if it's not your fan base fucking canceling you. So if I was famous and like I was getting canceled because I called someone a faggot,
right?
Like, okay, what are you gonna do? Like,
right.
Unless I get banned from Twitch, like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I guess that's the right perspective to have. I think the way
I'll be like, yo, I don't fucking care.
That's really
now
what you
what?
should. Yeah.
Now, like, cancel me. I don't care.
Right.
I go into the stream. I have the same amount of viewers as I did yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, some a random group of fucking weirdos are hating on me on Twitter. Dude, I don't care. I'll even go reply to their comments like, yo, I don't fucking care.
Right.
Maybe I'm just saying this because I'm not famous, but
yeah.
And I don't know how things work, but
I don't know either.
I mean, like, cancel culture. Like I said, I've never seen anyone's career get destroyed off cancel culture unless it's beating women, pedo. But other than that, like, no one really gets canceled. It's always just like a short hate wave. from people who don't even support you.
Well, I don't know. Do you know who Call Me Carson is?
Yeah.
That one, to me.
Wasn't that pedo thing? Was he underage?
He was 19, and the person he was texting was 17.
Uh-huh.
And he's like done. And I was like, oh my God. It's that one. Literally, I think about that like every day. Like, how did that happen?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think if he came back, started uploading.
No, he did. He is. He's back, uploading now, because everybody kind of subconsciously is like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, he's young. He made like I guess he made a mistake if you even consider it a mistake, right? If you think it's morally unjust for him to do that, right? So he's back, but he's like been abandoned. Like, no one cares anymore, you know?
Still pulling views though.
Not as many as he was. He was like the biggest YouTuber, and now he's like he's surviving, I guess. Compared to his friends though, he had like a squad, and it's really sad that his squad survived.
Like abandoned him.
Yeah, it makes me like really sad. It surprises me that his squad is like as popular as they are. Because from my perspective, it's like, yo, you abandoned your friend. Apparently, he did things that we don't know about, and they were like, we're not gonna say those things because we don't want to throw him under the rug that hard. But that's why we don't talk to him anymore. So I guess there's more to the story than we know. But it's just very upsetting.
How did he get caught? Caught.
His friends exposed him to Keemstar. I was like, oh my God. His friends exposed him to Keemstar.
Well, I know, like, even though, like, 1917, if the family's okay with it, it's cool.
That's the law.
Yeah. So, like, yeah, but, like, to the internet, there's no way around it, you know?
Yeah.
There's no way around it.
Which,
like, if he's not 18, you're fucked.
Yeah.
1917 is not even that. It's like,
but you got to understand, that's what people's reaction was. People was like, bro, 1917 is not even that. That's like a lot of people were like, bro, come on. Like, and Carson, he's not like the most attractive person ever, right? So people kind of saw that as like, okay, maybe he was talking to a 17-year-old because he never gets pussy, and now that he finally can, he's taking this opportunity, right? Like, he still kind of has the sexual mentality of a high school person. He's not exactly more mature than this person, so it's not like that bad because they're kind of on the same level somewhat, I guess. It's very nuanced, and honestly, I might regret saying just that sentence in and of itself. But all I'm trying to say is that a lot of people would do what he did. I would probably do what he did, and I don't feel bad about saying that.
Yeah. I don't think that's bizarre.
You know, it just makes me sad that he got canceled for that.
Yeah, man.
And that, I think, at least for me, like, from my perspective, that scared everybody. Like, that made everyone go like, bro, you can get canceled for that? Fuck. If I haven't done like pedo shit, but I've probably fucked a 17-year-old like when I was 19 too. So it's like, oh my God, bro. You know, and then it's the question of like, if you're a YouTuber and someone wants to fuck you because they like you as a YouTuber, now it's a question of like, are you allowed to do that or not? And are you going to get in trouble for that? You know, even if they're overage, people will be like, he did this to me. And you'll be like, no, I didn't. And it's like, what did you say? You're lying. You know, there was one. Oh my God, Manny. I'm so glad I remember this. There was one, you know, when like all the Smash YouTubers were getting like canceled, like boom, 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 boom. That was embarrassing. That was really.
Wait. What are you talking about?
Like Smash Bros. Like people who play Super Smash Brothers. Like that community. There were a lot of people at the same time getting exposed.
Nah. I know. I remember the Minecraft community got that same thing.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
Minecraft was known as like the pedo game. There's a bunch of YouTubers that. But go ahead.
I didn't know about that. Well,
I never heard this Bros one.
Well, the Smash Bros one, like a lot of iconic players, like the best like Smash Bros player is like gone. Like he's not on the internet anymore because of something he did. I didn't even look into it, but there was one case where like one of the best, like one of the top 5 people that really respect him and really like him. Someone wrote like a whole thing, Manny. He did this to me and da 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 da, and he sexually assaulted me and da 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 da, and then he ejaculated on me, and then the guy, and it's like he's like not trying to be mean, but he's not like a super attractive man or anything. He looks like he plays Smash all day, and he had to come out and be like, and like very emotionally, it's okay if you laugh at this, but he had to come out and say like, guys, my dick does not work, and that's why I play Smash all day, and that's why I get no pussy. I physically cannot ejaculate. So this person is lying right now. And I really never wanted to tell anybody this, but now I have to tell it because this person wanted to come out and be a fucking asshole and lie. And then the person was like, yeah, I did lie. I'm sorry. Deleted all their shit. And I was like, oh my God. Imagine if that didn't happen. Imagine if this person lied and they just got away with that. Because people just believe shit, you know? That's what everyone did. And it's like, oh my God. Like, that's the worst example of that I've seen. And no one talks about that. No one talks about that to this day. And it makes me so fucking mad. And then...
That's tough.
It is tough. Someone lied about that. Think about that. Someone was like, yo, I'm going to capitalize on this, and I'm going to lie and ruin this man's whole career. Fuck, what the fuck? You know?
That's the norm nowadays. You just can't get caught lacking, bro. That's what here. You gotta get married, bro. You have to just get married.
No bullshit.
Cause like if you're just fucking bitches, you're fucked.
Yeah,
like, something's gonna come soon, bro.
Bro, you gotta sign an NDA every single time.
Like, bro, you have to get married. Cause the married niggas are not getting like, bro. If I like, you know how Ninja's married. Mm-hmm. If Ninja's wife does some shit like that, then I lost all hope. Because, like, there's no way, you know, like, bro, you have to just get married. You just can't get caught. You can't get caught lacking. You can't text people. Bro, you're married. Just cool it with your wife.
Bro, one of my favorite, like, childhood, like, YouTubers was caught, like, he was, like, so popular to where he would go to conventions and he would, like, be at conventions, like, say hi to fans and stuff. And he got canceled for, like trying to fuck like a fan. And I was like underage while he had a wife and kids. And I was like, bro, oh my God. I watched this nigga for years. And it was so insane. And now he's, oh my God. It's so crazy.
How did he get caught? The girl?
The girl, yeah.
Caught lacking.
It was multiple people too.
I mean, look, because like with that, like there'd be a lot of people who like they get famous and they're like, yo, I can finally get bitches. And they get bitches.
Yeah.
They get fucking young bitches too.
Yeah, I'm scared every single time I go on YouTube that like someone's gonna get canceled for some shit. One of my favorite YouTubers is gonna get canceled for the most trivial shit.
I mean, some people deserve to be canceled.
Some people do.
I don't like. The thing is, like, even if, like, I don't care. Like, I would never go on my way to cancel someone, even if they did some fuck shit.
Right.
I don't really care. Right. But some people do deserve to be canceled.
That's true. I think we have too much power, though. I don't think we're using our power wisely. I think some.
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not.
And that's what scares me. I see more. I guess I can't think of any concrete examples, but I think the Carson thing just affected me strongly, and I think I've seen attempts at people getting canceled, and even though people don't end up getting canceled from those attempts, I see like that people go through like mental turmoil as a result. Yeah. Like there was someone that was like, yo, this guy like raped me. And then when when it was all said and done, this 15-year-old that said that someone like sexually assaulted him, at the end of the day, it was like, nah, bro, he sexually assaulted me. And it was like, it was so frustrating. It was so annoying. Because like this 15-year-old was like, I have to explain this one. I'm sorry. I have to explain it in detail for context. This person was like, yo, this guy, like this, look at the evidence that supports the fact that there was sexual stuff that happened with this guy. And he like showed Discord DMs of the 15-year-old talking to a friend of his where he was like, yo, I slept with da-da-da-da-da. And he's like, what? That's crazy. Yeah. And he explains how the 15-year-old went onto and kind of was the one like that was talking to the older guy, and he's the one that like really engaged it more. And people in the replies were like, bro, like you're the one that really started this. Like if you seduced him, like I guess he's wrong for like submitting to his desires, but you're really testing him, right? Like you're prodding him so much, kind of thing. So he basically came out and was like, yeah, I had sexual relations with someone that I came on to. Isn't this bad, guys? And then later on, I don't know the semantics. I'm not explaining this well, but later on, it like went to court, and it was confirmed like no, this guy, like the court conclusion was that the 15-year-old raped the older person, and that's like insane. And despite that, the older guy doesn't like use Twitter anymore. He's like, I can't, like I'm done. And it's like, it's insane. And he got banned from Twitch despite that.
Yeah.
And that's what it's shit like that makes me upset, because it's like the law literally said like, nah, bro, he's good. And Twitch is like, shrug. Like, what the fuck? Okay, so I got some info wrong. Just to clarify, I guess it wasn't confirmed in court that the 15-year-old raped the older person. The older person defended themselves when the claims were made that with that statement that the 15-year-old raped him, not the other way around, kind of thing. And then there were legal things that happened, and then the final conclusion is that there were legal agreements that were made. So that's like the final thing that was like said about that. So there's no like confirmed like this happened to this guy or this happened to this guy. But at the end of the day, the older person is like on the internet and he's like accepted by the community and stuff, while the younger person got banned from all the Smash tournaments and like he doesn't even use Twitter anymore. So the logical conclusion is that the younger person was like more in the wrong. There might be some more nuance behind it. I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit on both sides, but the younger person fucked up to a degree where I guess nobody wants to talk to him anymore. So my main point still stands. What if that happened to me? Like, what if I didn't do anything and someone just said some random shit and was like, all right, you're done, bro. And I'm like, no, that's not true. And then, but it's too late, you know?
I mean,
I think about that stuff a lot. And I don't know, you can have your own conclusion on the moral thing or whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, again, the dude was caught lacking. You know, like he won the law and shit. Like, dude, at the end of the day,
shouldn't have done it.
Fuck the 15-year-old, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know what I can say to make that better, bro.
Bro, that's awful. How dare you? Like, oh my god, you piece of shit. He's so annoying. He's fucking idiot because he's stupid. Like
it's like these people like probably gave him a spot where like they was getting no bitches. Now they got a little clout. They getting bitches. They're like, dude, I'm on top of the fucking world.
Right.
Now look at you, bro.
And I want to make it. It's also upsetting because people our age, there's a lot of. I don't want to sound. I know this sounds weird for me to say, but I know a lot of females who were 16 and they.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So should everyone get canceled when like they don't care? Like they genuinely are not thinking to themselves like, oh my God, he abused me. Da, 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 da. They like,
oh no, they're gonna care when he gets famous. That's the problem. So
dude, yeah.
that's the problem. Like those same niggas are gonna join the NFL a couple years. Now you care.
Right.
So hey, if you're fucking a 15-year-old, bro, I can't feel bad for you, bro. But yeah, there's a ton of bitches like older niggas. There's a ton of them in Brockton High, fucking like
right
senior college students. Well, let those dudes join the NBA. Mm-hmm. It's over for them.
But that's where I get, and this
that is a problem too.
When you say it's a problem, you mean in what sense?
That like they're like waiting. They're like, oh, he's famous.
Right.
Now it's my time to strike.
My thing is that it is a norm to the extent where, regardless of the law, people do not care. The girls in question do not care. If anything, they go to the parties with that specific intent. And a lot of them who are 16 probably were already fucking before that. So it's very upsetting when there's just this social stigma where it's like, you are never allowed to go under the age barrier, when it's very clear that like a lot of people are already sexually educated to the extent where they can have sex with like a 20-year-old and it's not really going to change their life. It feels like just this artificial social stigma that some people put onto society to kind of just because the law says it, and it's like, well, you got to follow the law. The law says it, and it's there for a reason. It's like, well, maybe think about it a little bit more, right? If someone has 20 bodies under their name and they're 16, is it really that bad if they fuck an older person? Is it really gonna make things crazy? I don't know.
Well, at the end of the day, it does make things crazy, so it's all up on you.
Yep. You got to follow the rules of the world that are not very well thought out.
I'm going to tell you right now, famous or not, I'm not fucking underage bitches.
Yeah.
They have such leverage over your life. So,
right.
No bitch is about to get power over me.
Yeah.
Oh shit. These dudes, I'm gonna be real. Even if the bitches don't care, I'm not gonna lie, but like, you look crazy, bro.
You look crazy doing that? Do you look crazy because there is the social stigma of like 18? Like that's the standard that everybody set. Like what if the law said 16? Would you still be crazy?
I mean, it is 16 in our state.
I know. So is Massachusetts crazy?
No.
So
well, the thing, what's funny about that? If you get canceled online, you're like, yo, she's not 18, but it's like, Massachusetts, you know what I mean?
Right. If the if
I know what you mean. Like without the law, it's not crazy, but with the law, it's crazy. But bro, I'm gonna just not break the law.
Yeah, I know.
And if I was planning on being a YouTuber, then I'd be over 18.
Yeah, regardless of your morals, you just don't break the law.
So I'm not risking shit, bro. I'm not gonna be on Twitter being like, whoa, think about it like this. Get rid of the laws.
Right.
People are gonna look at me crazy,
Yeah. It's frustrating because I don't know. I like to have the perspective of like, I'm gonna die one day and I want to live the best life that I want to live, and I don't want, how do I say this? I don't want to live a worse version of my life just because of what society told me. So like, I don't know. I
see what you mean, but
yeah.
You're gonna live an even worse one once it catches up to you.
That's true. All I'm saying is that the laws make sometimes, in some cases, not just with this one, but in other ones as well, they are not good, and it makes things for people worse off. Let's take a smaller example, right? Like copyright and stuff, right? Like there are anime that I cannot access. It's like illegal to use 9 anime, right?
Mm-hmm.
I break that law every day, right? Like we use that all the time, you know? So if we quote unquote followed the law, it would make our lives lesser, even in a quote unquote minor way to that extent, right? So the law is genuinely stupid sometimes. I don't know. I try to be open-minded. I try to acknowledge that the higher-ups don't always know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And I just want other people to have that point of view as well. Think for yourself. Don't think
in the confines of
what people tell you and what's right and wrong. You know? That's why slavery lasted so long.
Yeah. It's in the United States, it's most states are 16. I'm looking at a graph right now.
I know, right? So like who and you know, how do you
the thing is, like, where these YouTubers are, a lot of them are in Cali. And Cali's 18.
Right. But now we have to ask like the question. I guess it's dependent. On the individual morally. Like why do states get to choose that? You know? Why do they? We don't really feel like a United States of America if everybody just makes up their own rules.
I don't know. Fuck it. But
you gotta go to bed. What time is it? 11.
I have to take a shower.
Oh, me too.
Laundry.
I smell like a fucking isekai fan. Ugh. All right. All right. Did you see that tweet I sent you of like this picture makes me mad and it shows like Comey can't communicate, new episodes weekly, and JoJo like nothing next to it. That shit was really funny. I see some funny tweets. I don't use social media often, but Cosmonaut, I go to Cosmonaut Variety Hours Twitter, I go to his likes, and I just scroll through them because he just has a really good sense of humor. And I just love the tweets he likes. They're very quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Twitter is funny.
Twitter is funny. All right. I'll let you take your shower, bro.
All
right, homie. I'll see you later.
Yeah, I'll see you, bro.
All right. Deuces. Bye-bye.